Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning, as I hope that we always do. Um, I'm not important. I'm just a question asked. My name is Raheem, but I'm going to go around and talk to my brothers from another mother. But we got the same father. This is Captain Leonard. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Raheem and the Morning Glow family.
Badger. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Raheem, and morning glow.
Good deal. Good deal. Well, we got a lot of things to talk about, man. And I got to tell y'all, man. Monday and Tuesday, we got to actually be doing a rebroadcast Monday and Tuesday because I don't know if I told I think I told you, Leonard, but we're gonna be in Vegas. My wife and I going to Vegas for spring break, and so we're gonna be out of the circle, out of the loop on Monday and Tuesday. But we'll be right back here Wednesday. I was gonna take my computer with me, one of my computers with me, and I broadcast there. My wife said, "No, we on vacation." I said, baby, but we on vacation. I said, well, baby, I said, Leonard. She said, we on vacation. And so sometimes, wisdom is knowing how to listen. Sometimes wisdom is knowing how to listen and hearing what the other person is saying. Now, Leonard, and that's a perfect start right now. But we normally start with the political thing, but I want to listening, Leonard. How important is it that we listen to each other and understand with the understanding and the compassion as to what the other person is saying?
It's always important to me that you consider everything,
Mm-hmm.
everything that is necessary. Consider it,
Mm-hmm.
and then apply it to whatever it is the decision that you're trying to make.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't complain and throw stones if you ain't got no information.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very important that you have good information
Mm-hmm.
informing your decisions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And and that's excuse me, I gotta give me some water this morning. But yeah, that's very important, man. And you're right, that right information, because I've heard some people say, man, I'm the head of my house. And some guys, I'm the man. I rule my house. Blah 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 blah. I say okay, and this is something I got. I think Denzel or somebody said this. He said, okay, I want you to go into your house right now. Don't say nothing to your wife. Don't say nothing to your wife. Go into your house and over your fireplace. Whatever's above your fireplace, whatever picture's above your fireplace, take it down and put a picture of your mother up there, and see how long that picture stays there. Now talk about your mother now. How long that picture stay there, and we're gonna find out who the head of your household. Badger, we say a lot of times we puff our, as men, we puff our chest out sometimes and say that we are the head of our household. We run this and we that. Badger, is that true?
For most men, yeah. For me, I just look at y'all like y'all out y'all mind.
Go ahead, come on.
I don't. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
I think it. mm, Of course, you throw that kind of question at me.
Of course.
I'm I'm matriarch.
Mm-hmm.
Women run the household.
Mm-hmm.
Period. She asks how I feel and what my feelings are and things like that. But if she wants to kick me out, all she's got to do is put my shoes outside on the front porch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's done. Get out.
Mm. Now, you see, and a lot of people, whoo, Badger, you opening up a can of worms right now. A lot of people would say that it ain't that simple. You ain't putting me out my Leonard, we get that macho thing in us sometime, man. You ain't putting me. It's my house. What do you mean? My house. You ain't putting me nowhere. I ain't sleeping on no couch. Leonard. Leonard.
I'm listening, man.
Leonard. Now listen. We puff our chest out and we say all this stuff, man. But Leonard, truth of the matter? Now we not no wimp men over here. I don't want people to think that we wimp men over here, because we not. We not no wimp men over here. But Leonard, we don't run no house.
I mean, what in what aspect are you talking about?
Uh-oh, Leonard, you about to go somewhere different.
No, because when you use the colloquial terms,
Mhm, mhm.
run the house. What is running the house about?
We in charge. We the authority. We are anything that's going on in this house. We got that. Whatever we say,
Well, that's kind of. Hmm,
caveman,
I'm not thinking.
cavemanish.
I don't know why I ain't never met no caveman.
Well,
Uh,
met some people with caveman mentalities.
but it sounds strange to me. I will be the first to say that
Hmm.
is not how I do it.
No, me either. Me either.
And I think a lot of immature men behave that way.
Hmm.
But one, I am the head of my household.
Hmm.
There's no there's no shirking of that responsibility for me.
Hmm. Hmm.
I don't think young married men like myself are getting the same deal that our fathers had.
Hmm.
And it is necessary that we know what's going on. We must know what's going on
Okay,
because
now
a
Leonard,
lot of times,
I can, I don't want. I don't want. Hold on.
I delegate responsibility.
Okay, okay. There you go. There you go. Okay, okay.
There's some things that I do, and there's
Hmm.
some things that my wife do.
Hmm.
It's because we do those things best.
Hmm.
So that was the most efficient and best way to do it. However, I, unlike a lot most men, I do probably a lot more home things like cooking and things like that. I'm not
Hmm.
sure. But then again, it just depends on your schedule or whatever. I just don't subscribe to all that old Bravo BS a lot of times. I don't.
Hmm.
If it don't work for me, it just don't work. It just really don't.
Hmm.
I'm not that type of person, but I do know some people who behave that way.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say it like this here, man. If you mm, if you are a man in a relationship, married to, let's say a marital relationship, and you want to be that guy, make all decisions, and it's my way or the highway, blase blase. I'm gonna show you. You show me that person, I'll show you a fool
Well,
because.
most men, the worst thing about it is you can't back up what you say,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
especially if you depending on her for half the rent.
Mm-hmm.
To her.
Yeah. Yeah. Lily, you hitting them hard, brother. But my thing is this right here, man. And I'm gonna go to Badger. We got somebody on the phone. I want to go to the phone line as well. And the phone lines are open 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. Tell us what you think about this thing, man. But my thing is this right here. If there's a decision that has to be made. Now, Leonard, you said I run my household. I understand what you meant from that. Somebody may misinterpret that and
I
try
am
to.
the head of my household.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And say I feel the same way. I am the head of my household because of the way everything is lined up. But at the same time, I'm not a bully in my household. I'm
Hmm.
not I'm not the kind of guy that's going, no, you're gonna do it now. No, 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 no. My thing is if there's something that has to happen, if there's a decision that has to be made in the house, for the family or whatever, I'm gonna sit down with my wife and we're gonna talk about it. We're
Hmm.
gonna talk. We're gonna talk about it, baby. This is what's going on, or she'll come to me, baby. This is what's going on, blah blah blah, and we'll sit there at that table, and we sit right there at that kitchen table, and we talk about it.
Hmm.
We'll talk about it. Turn the TV off if we have to. We'll sit there and we'll talk about it
Hmm.
until we come to a conclusion about what we're going to do. Now, if we can't come to a conclusion, I say, well, baby, look, let's try it this way. Let's try it this way here. Let's see how this way works out. And if a week, 2, 3 weeks down the line, whatever, we realize that that's not working, I I'm not that guy. I'm gonna go, hey, baby, look, the way I said, it whatever reason, it's not working out. Maybe it was an idiotic reason that I had, but it's not working out. Let's try. Now, what did you say we need to do?
Hmm.
How do you say we need to? Okay, okay, now, okay, okay. Well, let's try that. And a lot of times, truth of the matter, we'll try it that way. If my way didn't work, her way will work perfectly.
I'm always going with the best way.
Yeah, and we gonna roll with that. We
Yeah.
gonna roll with that. Okay, baby, good deal. Good lookout, baby. That was good. It's working fine. Everything is perfect now. Now we back to on that smooth ground again. And so and I say all that to say, man, if there's any man out there, man, that has living in that caveman mentality that I run my house and whatever I say goes, man, I'm looking at a fool. I'm looking at a fool. When I look at that person, I'm looking at a fool.
Hey,
And
that's not a caveman.
well, like I said, you may have a different verbiage for it. You may have a different
Well,
verbiage.
and then also you have to realize there are certain households that are run that way. I don't knock them, but
Mm-hmm.
that's not the way I do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't fit into, like you say, I don't fit into that category of doing things that way at about when it's concerning anything. I don't
Mm-hmm.
behave that way.
Exactly.
That's not part of my character.
No. No. Cassandra, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Cassandra, I wanted to intentionally let you listen to the conversation just a little bit before I came to you. But what do you think about what we're talking about right now? This in my verbiage, this caveman mentality that some men may have.
Uh,
You walked into something, huh?
uh, well, I mean, it wouldn't work for me, but I guess for some women, I I don't believe in that caveman mentality.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. If we're a couple and we're together, then we're making decisions together. And if like you said, if we can't come to an understanding and I make decisions, say, okay, we're gonna do it my way. If that doesn't work out, I tell women it's on him. But
Mm-hmm.
he should be open to trying, what you say if his way
Yeah.
doesn't work out. A lot of
Exactly.
men are not like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's my way or no way. And that to me, that puts your entire family in bondage. Who
Mm-hmm.
wants to live in bondage?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be in bondage to anybody.
Exactly.
Where if I said this, I don't care what you say. This is what we gonna do because I said so. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
what the hell is that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just saying, no, it should be a relationship should be mutual. Yes, the man is the head of his household. I've never had a problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
Never had a problem with that. But you're not, it ain't no, you gonna do it my way or else. That
Mm-hmm.
what the heck?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Now, Cassandra, you got a lot of girlfriends out there, man, and y'all and a lot of them look up to you very highly. Is that across the board? And we can't speak for everybody, but is that something that some women are attracted to? That macho type, my way. But is that something some women just love, or
No.
okay?
No, I don't know women. No, and I've done women's ministry for almost 40 years. I don't know women. I know, like, you might find 1% or 2% of women that want a man telling them, this is what we do, and I don't care. You ain't going to make no decision. I say what I say goes up.
Mm,
I don't know women. And if she does think like that, those are the ones that I know got serious issues.
yeah, yeah.
If you feel that way, that somebody got to talk to you like that and treat you like that, then you have an issue. It ain't him. It's you
Mm-hmm.
because you staying there dealing with it.
Mm-hmm.
I've
Wow.
been there, done that. I've been in an abusive relationship. I know what that looks like and sounds like, and I don't like it. And I don't think the women that I know and the women that I've dealt with, white, black, rich, poor, they don't like it either.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, Badger, do you think that is borderline assault? Is dysfunctional? What verbiage would you put on that? A relationship like that?
Where the man's doing that controlling junk.
Yeah, domination.
Well, unless the woman is into S&M.
See, you turn the whole
Um,
corner.
well, no, I know they exist.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many. I just know they're out there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Outside of that, it's abuse in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, a lot of those situations is something that was taught to the woman to stay in, either due to um, parents or religion.
Mm. Mm.
Um, and it turns my stomach.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, no matter how much you try to share with them that, you know, it's not okay, it's not healthy,
Mm-hmm.
there there's something that just won't let them do it. I don't know. I've run across that problem many, many times, and as far as I know, they're still with that same male
Mm.
that's toxic, and we're going to do it my way. I know we need to get a better house or a better vehicle, but I want to go buy this $1,000 big screen TV. Just no respect to almost anything she has to say, and I can't be around men like that for long periods of time because I'd eventually end up in jail.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow.
I think it's very toxic.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, Leonard, what do you say to in some situation, and Badger brought something to my mind too. A lot of times your friends, co-workers, church will tell you it's gonna get better. Stay right there with them. Stay. It doesn't matter. It's gonna change, and so they're guided to stay in that type relationship. Leonard, how healthy is that for her? And what do you say about the individuals, be it the family, the friends, the church, or whatever, that's telling her to stay in that type relationship?
Well, it just depends. That's just advice.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not one, like I said, to judge other people. It's just I would ask them, how is that working for you?
Mm-hmm.
So even what you were talking about, there are some relationships where a person is just not taking responsibility. And a lot of times the man in the relationship must step up, and he must lead a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
especially if his spouse that he has chosen is irresponsible.
Mm-hmm.
There are some people that want to play for a living and put the responsibility on other people. Some women have that childish, immature way about them.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the way they are treated. So if you have a relationship with that dynamic where one person is not going to take responsibility and you have to do it, that's what you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, people will talk about I'm this, I'm that, prove it. Prove it. If you all that, prove it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you stupid, it's going to be evident.
It's gonna come out. It's gonna rear its head.
Right. It's just like men who I'm in charge, but you have no knowledge, you have no skills, no abilities, and no talent.
Mm-hmm.
How in charge can you be unless you physically abusing someone?
Mm-hmm.
If you have
Mm-hmm.
no other skills,
Exactly.
or
Exactly.
what if you a person and your husband is an alcoholic and he's irresponsible,
Mm-hmm.
or he's just not. A lot of times, most relationships I'm noticing in my where the woman is very responsible and the man may not be a person that she can rely on to take care of business.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good for you.
No. No.
So at that point, a woman should make the decision. If it ain't working for me, it's not working for her.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the other way around as well. But there
Yeah.
is a place, and women have, it used to be old fashioned where women, that used to be the punchline. Or if you want to make a woman's mouth drop, all you would have to do was say, "Stay in your place,"
Mm.
and they lose their freaking mind.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mm.
you have a responsibility as a wife.
Mm-hmm.
Those come with duties, and if you're not doing them, you're gonna get checked about them.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with a husband. A woman will say, "I'm this, I'm that," but as soon as something go wrong, what she do? It's your fault. Well, if it's my fault, I don't need to refer to you for decisions.
Mm. Wow. Wow. Cassandra, how does most women feel about that? Stay in your place. Let's deal with that part of it. How do most women feel about if a man, significant other, say, "Look here, you just stay in your place. I got this. You stay in your place."
I oh, we love it when we're told to stay in our place. It's a beautiful thing. It means that we're independent thinkers. We're human beings. So stay in your place. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like I
I'm
said, do
like,
your
you know,
job.
see how that works for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said,
You
do
see
your
how that
job.
works for you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
No, for real. I'm not. Just see how it works. I don't know. Because because I've never been in a situation. Can I turn right here? Because I don't. I don't. I've
Mm-hmm.
never like fought against my husband's authority. Let's
Mm-hmm.
put. I guess that's the best way to put it. I've never fought against that, but in doing that, I found that I was mistreated. That's just me, my experience.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was a submissive wife, I took care of my home. I took care of him. I did whatever I was responsible for in the house. I did that, and that to him was a sign of weakness, and I want to control her and do and say what I want, and that's exactly what he did.
Mm-hmm.
So now I've learned that that's not it's not going to work like that. You know, I don't mind doing everything I'm supposed to do as a woman, but you're not going to treat me or as a wife. Let me put it
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
As a wife, but you're not going to treat me like crap. It ain't gonna work.
Exactly. I remember when Linda was talking. I remember an episode of Good Times where one of the episodes where James and Florida had their little argument, and James kept saying Florida, like my uncle always saying, and Florida said, James, don't you say it, because you knew what he was gonna say. What I'm talking about, don't you, Leonard? Yeah,
I kind of think I do. I don't remember it like that, but I know he was very authoritarian.
yeah, he was, and he said, oh, I'm gonna tell you about a woman's place. I'm gonna tell you, and Florida said, don't you say it, James. What a woman's place is? Don't. She kept saying, don't you say it, don't you say it. He said, just like my uncle, you say a woman's place is the bed. How you say the kitchen and the bedroom, the kitchen and the bedroom. And Florida just lost it, man. Florida lost it because that was that mentality that I was talking about earlier. Um, he also said in the same episode, he said a woman needs to be just barefoot and pregnant, barefoot and pregnant. Cassandra, I'm coming right back to you.
But that's different than what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it is. But how demeaning is that?
Boy, whew. uh, that
Hmm.
that would not be good. That would not be good. Barefoot and pregnant.
Yeah,
Thank you, baby.
and say her
Yeah, no.
say her a woman's only place is the kitchen and the bedroom.
Yeah. Once again, let's try that and see how it works out for you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. Because I've never been like a resistant, fight against my husband type woman. I
Mm-hmm.
I I got the bad end of the stick, but I was never that woman that would give him, issues. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't identify with that, but I know that I was treated like a second class citizen,
Mm.
even though I did everything that I was supposed to do. And
Wow.
and that is my problem. That's the problem for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind being who you need me to be as far as a wife, my wifely duties, but don't treat me like a second class citizen, like I don't have a brain.
Mm-hmm. 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 Absolutely. Absolutely. Badger, talk to me, brother.
Well, I wanted to ask a question before I continue on with a couple of comments I wanted to make. If that's okay?
Yeah, go ahead. How,
Cassandra,
how long is it gonna take, Badger?
it's just a question.
Okay.
Give her time to answer, or
Mm-hmm.
whoever wants to answer.
No, no, go ahead. You good? Go ahead.
Um, Cassandra, with what you're describing, how much of that was influenced by religious teaching?
90% of it.
So
90% of it
do you think that because
was
of all of that, it's played a huge role in how women in relationships or marriage is viewed today?
Absolutely, absolutely, Badger. And that's my thing. It's not about religion. It's about, it's about spirituality for me and how you treat it. So I don't do the, no.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, religion has influenced it a lot.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, and I want everybody to watch this. I want everybody to join in to the Badger Show on every blah 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 on blah 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 right here at DKM Media Group. But Leonard,
I asked you before.
I know, man. I had to get you though, brother. I had to get you. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
Oh, just listening because when I think about relationships, it's based on me is what is working. I'm not trying to make my relationship like somebody else's. So it depends on what works best for you. Now, all the rhetoric around relationships, I don't really care for because if you're with a person, you all have to come up with what works best for you. And in my experience, women have a tendency to blame men for more than things. So you
Mm-hmm.
give up your responsibility for things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If I'm looking to you to if I'm gonna blame somebody else for something, then I'm not going to exist that way too long. You understand what I'm saying? So one, yeah, you want to be this and you want to be that, but are you going to take the same responsibility for the situation? Because I've known women who have thought they want to be the head of the relationship,
Mm-hmm.
and soon something don't work out or it gets complicated. Now they complaining to the man because things are out of order. That's why
Mm-hmm.
you don't
Wow.
complain. I mean, it's just you have to pay the cost
Mm-hmm.
if you're gonna be the boss.
Mm-hmm.
If,
Mm-hmm.
if if things go wrong and you run into me and you blaming me and whatever, that lets me know you're not a person to be responsible. Because it does not matter what you do, you're gonna always defer the fault of the matter to me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're that person, you're not the leader. The leader takes care of whatever business it is. If you're not that person, you're not the head of your relationship.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. That's good. Cassandra, what do you say to that? If you're not that person, you're not the head of your relationship. Or what should there
Yeah,
really should
but
there really be a head?
I don't know. I know. I I'm sitting here literally thinking right now how many times I've heard women over my 40 years say that they wanted to be the lead of their
Right,
relationship.
right. It's not common.
I'm literally thinking, I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, come up with somebody, come up with a woman in your head, black, white, rich, poor, that ever told you they wanted to be the head of their relationship. And God is my witness. I cannot think of one person right now in 40 years that said she wanted to be the head of her relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure there are women out there like that, but I declare to you, I cannot think of one woman ever in 40 years that told me that.
And that is the point right there. That's my point. She just said it.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, women are looking for husbands for a particular reason.
Mm-hmm. And
And that's the
for, for, for
that's
the
the
clarity,
reason.
for the clarity of my listeners, Linda, expound on that reason.
I'm sheltering you and protecting you.
Mm-hmm.
I have responsibilities as a husband that makes me a husband and not a wife.
Mm-hmm.
That is the place. And I don't like men who expect too much from women. A woman ain't got no business dictating and taking care of a man. That is an inordinate relationship. And it becomes inordinate because of the feelings and things that evolve with those types of relationships. You know, people can argue about it all day, but Miss Cassandra just said women are not looking for men that they can lead. They're
Mm-hmm.
just not, unless There's something inordinate about it.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the dysfunction. This is the dysfunction that our community subscribe to when they mention no men in the homes. That's the dysfunction because the
Mm-hmm.
man should be leading the household. And when that is out of balance,
Let, let, let's,
families
let's,
are
let's
out
talk
of
about,
balance.
let's talk about this because I love that song by the OJ's family reunion. He break down the structure of the family from his viewpoint and the songwriter's point. But what would you say the structure of the family is, Leonard?
The structure of the family should be God, husband, wife, children.
Mm-hmm.
I will not, that's the structure it should be. Now,
Mm-hmm.
everything else that y'all doing is y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got to work out y'all. If you're
Mm-hmm.
not going to follow this blueprint, y'all do whatever y'all want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then you find out why you have so many problems in relationships. It's because of imbalance and inordinate relationships.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
What woman wants a man that does nothing?
Mm.
A man will take care of a woman for the rest of her life simply because she's pretty and she pleases him.
Mm-hmm.
A woman is not going to tolerate not a woman not going to tolerate that from no man.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's just not. That's going to get real old real fast, and pretty soon she's going to be looking for something real,
Mm-hmm.
something that she can lean on and she can trust.
Mm-hmm.
Now, any woman can call up here if they want to with all that other foolishness, but
Give
you're
him the number, Leonard.
probably single.
Give him the number, Leonard.
508-924-3521.
Badger, what do you say? How do you feel about the structure of the family?
Well, in my household, it's spirit, children, wife, then husband.
Mm.
Um, I take care of all the bills, I protect, and I provide.
Mm-hmm.
My wife is way better at the emotional state and the well-being, making sure we're eating right and all that kind of stuff than I am. So we 100 share taking care of the house. There is no head
Mm-hmm.
based on the way I understand it being described.
Okay. Now let me ask you this question, Badger. If there's a very important decision that has to be made, very important, have to be made, got to be made right now. How is that decision made?
I voice how I feel and what I see and my opinion, and my wife has the final say so.
Mm. Okay. Cassandra, how do you and we're not here to judge anybody's structure and how they do things, but is that the way that you would do it, Cassandra, or is that the how do you feel about that? Cassandra?
About how he runs his household.
No, about no. That's why I say we're not here to judge anybody. No, that's not what we're doing
Oh,
about that structure. Because we can't tell nobody how to run their
yeah.
household now.
That's no. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever works for Badger works for Badger.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I'm saying? If that's the way that they do it and it works for him and his wife, listen, I don't care if it's one of those households where the woman is leading. If that's the way y'all want to run it, then run your business, handle your business.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I don't live there. And if you happy, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying for me, there's just certain things for me. I want a relationship where my opinion is valued, that I do have some say. Like you just don't tell me we're doing this. I don't care. What the heck?
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be a mutual respect, mutual everything.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, and I tell women this, and I've taught this for almost 40 years. If he wants to make a decision, if y'all talk about it and you can't come to an agreement, let him make the decision. Because if it goes crazy, who is he going to blame? Because he made the decision.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is that a fancy way of shifting the blame a little bit?
No, but I'm on the same page with Miss Cassandra
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because Miss Cassandra completely understands the duties of a wife.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get a wife has responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
A husband has responsibility. And if you don't do those things, it could impact how your household, how successful your household is.
Mm-hmm.
And if you run into me, like, think about your children. Every time they get a little bump, a little scratch, or whatever, they run to who?
The mama.
Because that's the place.
Mm-hmm.
Stay in the child's place.
Mm-hmm.
Children have a place to be in. They should stay in that place.
Well, then, now, a lot of times what happened is even if they go to the dad in some situations, they say, "Go show that to your mom.
Well, first of
Go show
all,
that to
if
your mom."
one with my family, for instance, my wife, when things happen, she would well say, "Go get me." You know why? Because one have medical training.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she does it.
Mm-hmm.
So it just depends on who has the abilities and the talents to do certain things.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never need a woman to cook for me,
Mm-hmm.
but that's part of a wife's responsibility to prepare meals for her household. But I can relieve her of that when she wants me to.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever she cooks whenever she wants to, or what have you. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think it's so much as a dictator type relationship. But like I said before, if you're running to me for blame, you're not the head.
Mm-hmm. Now we got another caller, but I'm gonna go to Cassandra real quickly and ask her. We talked about the structure and each person's responsibility. Like Leonard just said, and a lot of people feel that way. I felt that way for a long time as well. It's the woman's responsibility to cook and clean and stuff like that. Um, is it solely her responsibility, or should we all come together and make things? How does that responsibility thing work for you, Cassandra?
No, no. See, and that has been an age old problem.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 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 cooking, cleaning, working 8, 10, 12 hours a day. You're working your 8 hour job. I come home, I'm getting the children ready for bed, preparing what I mean, everybody should do what they do. Some men are not good at finances, their wives are better at the finances. Let her handle the finances. Some women don't cook well. My sister will tell you in a minute that her husband does the cooking in the house because he can cook and she can't.
Mm.
So she keeps the house clean. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Whatever works in your household, whoever can do what, get it done. But don't say, woman, you got to do this, you got to do that. If you're good at it, or if you, why would you wait for me to get home for the kids to eat if I'm working 8, 10, 12 hours and you at home already? Why would you not start preparing the food at least?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Exactly.
just saying.
Mm-hmm.
And see,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm talking about. That balance.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're the head of the household, you should understand about keeping that balance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. Toussaint, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Well,
Come on. Come on.
we talking about households this morning.
Yeah, we're talking about household,
Uh,
family structure, and all that. We're talking about the family structure, and we started off talking about communication. Is there a lack of communication? But
mm,
let's stay with the family structure. Tucson, what is the family structure? If there's a situation, and say you're a married man, with a wife, and there's a decision that has to be made in your household at that particular time, how do you handle that?
you said communication.
Mm-hmm.
We live in a society now that we might as well come to grips that we don't live like we did 20, 30, 40 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't make no decisions.
Mm-hmm.
We make a decision,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. We talk about it, and then we go from there. And if there's a disagreement or a hesitation, just for instance, okay, I work, I'm gonna work, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna make sure that um, some money be there somewhere for something,
Mm-hmm.
for whatever it is. Pay the bill. Just
Yeah.
pay it.
Yeah.
If you don't have it, if you don't have it, you got my information. Pay it.
Mm-hmm.
Be done with it.
Good morning.
But
Mm-hmm.
don't wait till it gets to the point where it's due or overdue
Mm-hmm.
to say we got a problem.
Don't wait till the pink slip comes.
Just pay it. Oh no. We're not doing that because that causes confusion,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we don't need that.
Mm-hmm.
So if we want to be a, you see, let me just say this: men want to be a provider, but they don't know how to provide. How you
Mm.
gonna be a provider when you ain't got no money?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want no money. You can't get none sitting on the couch,
Mm-hmm.
but you want to make the decision. You want to lead, and you don't follow nobody.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
don't have a structure. You
Yeah.
don't have a plan, and it ain't. It's about, oh, I'm the man. Okay, all right. Let's see how that work out for you when
Mm-hmm.
she working and you not.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep on doing it like that. Let's say if you have some children, now you got another problem. It's not a problem. It's a situation. It's a responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't learned this yesterday.
Come on. Come on.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I saw my parents for at least about 60 years work things out. And as a kid, I just opened the refrigerator. I didn't wonder about whether the light that I can see what's in the refrigerator would come on.
Mm-hmm.
It was just automatic. So it wasn't my responsibility to provide lights and gas and water. They just told me to go take a bath.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I never see my mama go to work. Never.
Mm-hmm.
I've
Mm-hmm.
never seen my mama go to work.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I saw her clean the house. I
Mm-hmm.
saw her cook the food. And I thought for a long time that dad was in charge until something happened that let me know mama run her house.
Mm-hmm.
But they
Mm-hmm.
had an agreement how to work things out. And unless you have a structure that works, you're going to fail. And a lot of times, the reason why people don't do, and I'm just saying, that's just me, is because they have a desire to do, but they don't have no structure about how
Mm-hmm.
to go about it.
Mm-hmm.
They just want to be the one to do it. And I'm just saying, and every household is not the same.
Exactly. Exactly.
So do your thing.
Absolutely. Charles, good morning. How you doing this morning?
What's up, man?
What's going on with you? We're talking about the family structure, man, and how things are done. Now, Charles, you see, you're a married man,
No,
and
I'm
there's
not. I used to be married.
no. I'm just for
Okay,
the
I
sake
got
of the conversation. Say you are a married man, and you there's a decision that has to be made in the household. Have to be made right now. Is a situation, a serious situation. How do you handle that? Do you make that decision? Do you sit down with your wife and y'all talk about it and come? How is that structure? And whose responsibility is it to make the final decision if y'all can agree?
you. If you all right, if it's an emergency, who's ever there makes the
Mm-hmm.
decision. Because
Mm-hmm.
like you all been saying, communication and trust. You married the person, so you trust them to make that decision. If it's an emergency and both parties are not there,
Mm-hmm.
you know, whoever there makes the decision. Then we talk about it later. Um, if it was a bad decision, then we just fix it together. Simple as
Mm-hmm.
that. Um, the last decision, if we're talking about something, goes by who knows the most about that. To me,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's all about how you all have. I would hope that you would talk enough to understand each other.
I think Charles is frozen. I think Charles froze
Yeah,
on.
Charles
Yeah.
froze.
Go ahead, Leonard. Take it from there.
Charles, he was going in the right direction. It's that knowing the
Family
balance.
in my household, or me being married, if it's the last decision, I'm gonna make it on certain things, and the same thing with her.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So if I make a decision and then she go beyond my decision, then you have a problem. If she
Mm-hmm.
make a decision, I go beyond her decision, then we have a problem. So it's always a balance, man. It's always a balance, and it's always communication to me. I don't think it's a concrete, you know, thing about that. And Toussaint was saying this day and time of things, but most of us move the way our parents move. So this day and time really goes back to our day and time and how we were raised.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you're bumping heads, then you come to agreement to be apart from each other. But usually it's how you were raised, like Toussaint was saying. It's how you were raised, man.
Mm-hmm.
If the
Ray.
male, if your father was a head of the household, then you're gonna be the head of the household. If your mother was the head of the household, then you're gonna let a woman be the head of the household,
Mm-hmm.
most likely.
Okay. Okay. Good deal. Ray, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing?
Hey, doing good, doing good. We're talking about the family and the family structure and how things are run. Now, Ray, say you are a married man, and I know you possibly are. You may not be married. I don't know your situation like
Yeah,
that, but
I am.
okay, you're a married man, and there's a decision that has to be made for the family. A decision has to be made right now. Do you sit down, discuss it with your spouse, or do you make that as a man, as the quote unquote the head of the household? Do you make that decision and let the chips fall where they may?
It depends on what the decision is.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Majority of the time, yeah, I'll make the decision just because of like, yeah, I guess that's depending on the relationship and the people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more adverse to critical thinking than my wife is because that's literally my job. So
Mm-hmm.
it'll be more accurate or more acceptable for me to make the decision, and we can move forward for there. Yeah, that's how I see it. It's based on what you do and how you were raised and the dynamic of the relationship. But yeah, from my situation, yeah, I now make the decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, I was passive, and I think that's a thing of my generation. Most men from my generation are pretty passive because of the whole movement for
Mm-hmm.
women was taken the wrong way. Just because women have a movement doesn't mean that you have to stop what your role is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
I think that's been a big misunderstanding amongst my generation. Because I will say I misunderstood it. Like empowering women doesn't mean passive man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's good. That's good.
And and he wasn't raised with a passive father.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
it felt like in my marriage, it felt foreign for a while because I've been married 6 years now. So the first 2 to 3 years, I was passive, and I was in the military being passive, so it
Mm-hmm.
felt very foreign. So I do think that's why it looks weird. So it looks foreign to people also when you go back and look at it because you have this traditional structure or this traditional ideology. So when you see it today's age, you be like, that look weird. That relationship look weird. It's
Mm-hmm.
because it's because of the ideology has shifted, and we're letting the idea of a man and a woman and how they operate separately or what they do and how they're recognized as a separate being or species affect the overall concept of marriage, conceptually speaking. Because
Mm-hmm.
I don't know in any culture, yeah, there's in no culture does the woman outweigh the man. Now you don't get this confused with a patriarch or matriarch.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole different topic. So I don't want nobody to blurt in and be like, "Oh, this was a woman ran society." Stop. There's still no
Mm-hmm.
situation where, as far as the base concept of protection, food, so on and so forth, it superseded that. So when we have that image nowadays, people get confused.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It,
Tucson.
this isn't,
No,
yeah,
no,
this
go ahead.
isn't the animal kingdom. So that's why I think people get confused about certain
Exactly.
things.
Exactly. Tucson, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, man, he busted wide open. That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
Because just because we have a society that you can obviously see that women are coming up and making a stand and moving and doing it, they are, in a sense, to say they are taking roles that men normally take.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the key: I'm not backing up. and getting behind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm maintaining my position as head with the understanding that she's on the side of me. That's
Mm-hmm.
fine. You hear what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that we're on the same page, Ray, because it's okay for them to make decisions. That's fine. Go ahead. Do what you do. You. But I don't think that as men we should take a back seat and say, okay, this is the way things are,
Mm-hmm.
because that's a freak of that. Maybe some people don't agree, but that's a freak of nature.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
And some women miscon- have a misconception. Don't get mad at me by saying it. They have a misconception, and they think that God has changed his mind and now want women to take the lead.
Wow.
The devil is a lie.
Cassandra, talk to me. I got to go to you after that. What's on your heart, Cassandra? Cassandra? Toussaint, you just took Cassandra's voice right out of her vocals, right out of
No, she still has a voice. You wait till she come up.
Well,
Yes, ma'am.
I just stepped into my doctor's appointment,
Okay.
so I'm going to be listening.
Okay. Okay. Good. Okay.
Okay.
Badger, talk to me.
Man, I was trying to figure out exactly what Ray was saying about there's no culture that puts the women first. Is that what he said?
He's right there, Badger.
I'll explain. So there's no culture where the woman's role changes and takes over the man's culture or man's role. So put it like this: every woman in every culture is the caregiver and creator of life. Every culture, the man is the destroyer and taker of life.
Agreed.
Every single culture, every aspect.
I can get with that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to be honest, most men take out um when they take someone else's life, they usually have trauma to deal with. But if a woman takes out somebody because they're protecting their children, they don't have any remorse.
Mm.
Um,
I see you over there, Charles. For some
eh,
reason you don't agree with that. Why is it?
Because women do have remorse, and if a man is protecting his family, it's the same thing. A protection thing is no remorse. You understand? And I get what Badger is saying, but if you're protecting something, you're you have a right to do what you need to do to protect them with no remorse. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? But just like war, like men who go to war just for the country, yes, they come back with remorse because you don't supposed to see that kind of death
Mm-hmm.
anyway. But
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't mean that when women go to war for the country and they kill, they don't come back with PTSD. So
Mm-hmm.
it goes both ways. But if you're protecting your family, a man, I mean, I know this man, and I'm quite sure Sheray's the same way. A man won't, and I'm quite sure you're the same way and Badger's the same way. If you have to protect your family, you don't, it's all
Yeah.
in the air, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Go ahead, Badger. I don't know if you finish your thought or not.
um, what I was more so getting at is I wasn't talking about that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about like how when wars have happened in countries and they come into their hometowns, that's a whole different mentality than suiting up and going overseas to fight a war. To me,
Mm.
there's a huge difference between a battle at home because it's been brought to your household or your community versus going to another person's community to fight. And it's, I mean, the culture I come from is matriarch. Women are held up higher because they have the gift of life. They bring life. Yes, a man has to put the sperm in and whatnot, for this to happen. Yet it was the gift was given to the female to bring forth life, not the male. The male just plays a role. So to me, men have a responsibility of making sure that the woman knows how connected they are to spirit, in the sense of they're closer
Mm-hmm.
to spirit. Most men deal with ego and pride that always ends up interfering with our thought process more than a good woman does. And over a few hundred years, it's hard to find a true good woman that is of sound mind and of sound heart, because society has
Mm,
twisted and abused women in so many different ways
mm.
that women think they are less than men.
Wow. Okay.
And
Now,
that's wrong, in my
okay.
opinion.
Okay. Now, Badge, we on a 3 minute thing, brother. You know, been about 5 minutes at
All
least.
right. All
That,
right.
but my
This topic's hot for me.
exactly, exactly. But I find it very interesting, and I think so. I think so. I guess different sometimes. But my thing is this right here. I find it interesting when they say that life comes from women. Now, I understand the whole birthing process and how she carried the child. I do understand and respect that. But I think the whole cycle of life started with the man. The whole cycle of life started with the man, because what happened is, in the way I read it, God laid Adam down and
Mm.
took from Adam's rib, and that's how he made woman. And
Okay.
so now hold on back. Been 6 minutes, brother. I got pull some more people in here. You and I, we could go real deep on this one right here. But Leonard, what's on your heart, brother?
I'm just listening. Different strokes for different folks. I'm not into worshiping women
Mm-hmm.
or anything of that nature. I
Mm-hmm.
don't even care what was first. I don't care what your Bible say about it or
Mm-hmm.
nothing. It's a great guide, but
Man, you
I'm
ain't gonna talk
more
about the Bible
concerned.
now. Man, you ain't
I'm
gonna talk
not.
about the Bible now.
No, it's just things. It's just
So,
too
yeah.
much you don't know
Mm-hmm.
to be relying on some Adam and Eve story about how you run your life today
Mm-hmm.
and how you live today. Like when people say, "Well, I was the first this," I was. Who freaking cares?
Mm-hmm.
Are you better at it? Do
Mm-hmm.
you control it? Are you perfect at it? Don't talk to me about how great you are and I can't see no evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Like a man standing up, I'm the man and I'm gonna do this and I'm the boss. Well, what is you bossing? Your home and your lifestyle is a mess. Explain it.
Mm-hmm. I remember I was listening to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and he was saying, men, y'all talk about y'all the head. Y'all always talk about y'all the head, but you got to understand, to be the head, you got to have a head. And I'm talking about your
Exactly.
top head. I'm talking about the one on your shoulder. He said to be the head, you got to have a head, man. Y'all ain't got no head. Y'all don't know where you're coming or going.
Exactly. And then you sit there with your Bible and act like your Bible don't imputed some authority to you and you can't run yourself.
Mm,
You a mess.
mm,
And so then it looks crazy for you to have that attitude.
mm-hmm,
If things aren't working for you, but you still standing up and professing this, that, and the other, but you see no evidence of fruit.
mm-hmm.
But
So
what if
that's
it is
so
working?
you can't invest in. So if you have a
Hold on, Travis. Hold on.
relationship that
Mm-hmm,
works a certain way, that's great.
mm-hmm,
Like I say, I'm not trying to make my relationship like yours.
mm-hmm,
My
mm-hmm.
relationship has to work for me.
Yeah, yeah.
So whatever, if your wife is a freaking accountant, guess who should be taking care of the money?
Mm-hmm,
Guess who should be in charge of doing this if they're better at it? Like I said, if my kids get hurt or something, they used to would come to me because their mother would say, "Go to your father." Why? Because I was a medic.
mm-hmm,
Responding to emergencies.
mm-hmm,
I can maintain my. How a woman may just lose her mind. She see her child bleed. I rush to first aid care.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's balance. And every good leader understands balance. You should be the leader of your, like I said, my wife could easily be the leader of my house if she would like to. Sure, here. Guess what? She giving it back in about 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
She giving it back in about 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's not her thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
you can't force it. And I see a lot of people. I think one of the issues that people have a lot when you come to counseling is the fact that one, you're trying to run your house like something you saw on TV or something, and you really don't know how that
Mm-hmm.
house is built.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't know, and you're trying to make it like you saw somebody else's.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Tucson, talk to me, brother.
Yeah. Um. Um. Yeah. And it's right. And anyway, it's a different stroke for different folks.
Mm-hmm.
And I, you know, and it's just me. That's where we. That's what the beautiful thing about the whole world. We're different. Just me. If there's a, I'll say seemingly because everybody don't agree, a concept that you know you can stand on, that it proves to be, it works. Even when you fail, you have to go back. Okay, look at it. Let me put it this way. If you're building a house and you have the plan to build the house, if the house falls down, don't you have to go to a plan to build a house?
Mm.
You can't come up with another kind of format. I mean, you can come with a different design,
Mm-hmm.
but it always starts with the foundation. Does that make any sense? You don't build a house with the roof first. That's stupid. Who does that?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I didn't mean to say stupid. That don't make no sense to me. Now, some people believe all scripture, and some people believe part of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. That's beautiful. That's if that works out for you, let's see how that works out for you. And if
Mm-hmm.
it does, yay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But 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 I'll go back to a foundation and I'll build from a foundation. I won't build from in the air. That don't add up for me. So what I'm saying about that is, uh, it just makes sense. And I don't know. The question is, who do you choose to be a, uh, the head of a household?
Yes.
Some men choose to allow or let. Do you allow or do they just do it?
Mm.
Allow or does the woman automatically become the head of your household? If that works out for you, beautiful. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's good. But here's the thing about that, and it's just me. When another person that has a dominant mentality comes
Mm-hmm.
in the household to run it, does the man stand up, or does the woman come again and expect the man to help her, or does and if she does she look a little less to her man? If somebody come in the house and let me just use this for example, kick the door down, and you say, "Honey, they kicking the door down."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What?
Mm-hmm. And
I'm just saying. I'm just asking. Of course, I'm asking for a friend.
exactly. I see you, Ray. My thing is this right here, man. If my wife and I, and as simple as this sound, man, I've seen other situations happen. But if we in the bed at 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, and somebody knock on the door, ring the doorbell, man, I'm not gonna nudge my wife. I'm gonna go see who that is, man. I'm gonna get my behind up out that bed, and baby, stay here. I'll be back in a minute. I'm gonna go to the door and find out what's happening. We hear a knock or a bump in the house or something like that. I'm not, baby, go see, go see what that is, baby. I'm tired. Go see. No, what
I'm in
kind of
the
mess is
closet.
that?
I'm in the closet. I'm in the closet.
Ray, go ahead. I ain't fooling with you. Tucson, I ain't fooling with you, brother.
So yeah, I thought Brother Leonard said something key. Leadership. That so people get that concept just confused.
Mm-hmm.
Leadership at its best is subservient.
Mm-hmm.
That's at its best. So that means it's a symbiotic relationship. I feed off of her, she feed off of me, I feed off her, she feed off of me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is like just because someone has a role to play or someone sets the roles to play doesn't or is the orchestrator, because we like to throw out leader or head of the household. The orchestrator doesn't make them like omnipotent in all roles. Like
Mm-hmm.
she can be leading and point out a direction and then be like, hey, your direction is to punch stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
like I'll put an example. Me as a sergeant, I had 6 soldiers. I had 2 soldiers that shot 40 out of 40. You think I'm gonna be in the front when I
Mm.
got 2 soldiers that don't miss?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about here?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, they do it better. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what we got to understand, subservient leadership. And then dang, I think I forgot what Badger was saying. I wanted to touch on something that he said. Oh, we got to stop with as men, the understanding that the gift of life is the greatest gift, right? But let's not, we get this concept of light, but not this concept or understanding of the darkness or the other side, right?
Mm-hmm.
The gift of life is great, but there's there's a thing in the military. It's called violence of action. There's no species that does it better than the male. When it
Mm-hmm.
comes to violence of action, I can instantly, within 10 seconds, I ain't got to think about it. I ain't got to be like, oh, I wonder what the nah. It's on site. Like how we say, when our family, immediate. That's not innate in women. Life is innate in women. Destruction is innate in men. No matter
Mm-hmm.
how you want to beat around the bush. Greed, whatever negative things that you can apply to a kingdom or to a person, guess what it results in? If it's a man,
Mm-hmm.
it
Right.
results in destruction.
Mm-hmm.
It results in violence.
Violence.
So
Yeah.
that tells you our nature.
Mm-hmm.
So we gotta stop with this light and this all we're gonna dance in the light. It's the dark side too. So I think that's a big thing we gotta accept. Yeah, good. My wife is that's why I want her to be positive because she gives life to me. But when an instant pops up, regardless of who is leading at the time, I'm going to be expected to take life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Charles, I saw your hand, brother.
Yeah, the funny thing, and I think Toussaint said something about this also. This day and time, or even when you said you laying in the bed and your wife, and y'all hear a noise, but some women, by the fault of men, have been in charge so long. Let's say you start dating somebody, and she's been in charge so long of the men that she's been around because they've been a certain way. Even though what Ray was saying about the innate function that men have, they don't. It's not innate, but it grows in them, and they want to jump up to run to the door, and you got to say no. That's not what you're supposed to do, because they've been in that role so long. They believe that's their role. You kind of get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They think
Yeah.
that that's their role to do those things because they've been in that role all their life. So when you do something like that, it's foreign to them. It's like, well, no, you lay down. I'm gonna go get the door. What you doing? You don't do that. I remember coming home one day when my ex was pregnant, and she's up under the car changing the oil.
Mm. What?
I walked and I see her big belly, and I'm looking at her like, what are you doing? Because that's the type of person she was. She would just do stuff like that. So I was like, what are you doing? This is not. Why are you doing that? Your belly is big as whatever, and you under the car. So I had to, and so those things I had to like, those things that when she was the way she was raised is that the women in her family ran things, and it was crazy because she was pregnant with Ray, and she up under the car changing the oil. I'm like, what the world is going on? I got all my
Mm-hmm.
tools out and everything.
Yeah.
I had to stop her.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
She
Wow.
just did stuff like that.
Exactly. Exactly. And see, a lot of times And I know Cassandra, she's at a doctor's appointment right now, so she probably can't talk right now. But I wish some of the hold on, we got Monique on the line. I keep forgetting. Hold on, Monique. Good morning, Monique.
Get
How you
Monique.
doing this morning?
Oh, my fault.
Monique, we talking about the family and the family structure, and Jay, we come to you next, brother. We talking about the family and the family structure, and I know you've been listening for a while. I'm gonna change up just a little bit with the question I'm going to ask you. Is a lot of the issues, lack of a better term, is a lot of the issues in the family based on a lack of communication?
Good morning. Uh, yes, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I would say effective communication.
Yes, yes, that's good. That's good. Mm-hmm.
But I just want, I've never been married before.
Mm-hmm.
So, so I don't really have any, real comment on the leading part.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this, as a single woman that, you know, um, that meet, men, what I have noticed is that a lot of the men, I think the young man mentioned about being passive. I have noticed that
Mm-hmm.
where it's been kind of funny because you know on one note, they complain that women are calling themselves Miss Independent, but then when it comes down to just a small leadership concept, they back up or they move to the side.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that, and even in the committed relationships I've been in, where even they still were more passive than just taking a natural a natural lead. And then I think for me to say, okay, will I be able to follow? Um, it's kind of hard because when I look at their lives, their lives usually be chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, how can you come in my life and try to lead something when you're not leading your life
Mm-hmm.
together? May it be your finances, may it be the children that you have, or whatever, or even your residence.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your residence could be chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that's just my take on that.
Good deal. Good deal. Jay, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good day, everyone. Good day, everyone. How is everyone doing? I'm
Hey,
having a wonderful day.
yeah, good deal. Good. Now, Jay, have you been listening to us?
I have, yes, sir.
What's on your heart, brother?
I'm loving the dialogue again. Um, as far as men being the lead, as far as the household is concerned, that's our job. As the gentleman Leonard was saying, that's our job as men. If we don't know how to do that job, and women have been taught to be assertive or be Miss Independent. I don't need no woman for anything. That's when conflicts come into play. Effective communication, as the other young lady was saying, you don't know as a man because you haven't been raised to take the lead or to be the leader. You don't know how to be a leader, or a woman who has been raised to always take the head and always be the leader and stuff like that. There's going to be a conflict of interest there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. Good deal. Good deal. Leonard?
I think that most people learn that lesson real quick, especially, the younger man has a different way of learning that lesson.
Yes.
And a lot of times it's a sad, but you may run through a marriage real fast if you crazy. Or one also, I gotta tell women, just because he asked don't mean you gotta say yes.
Yeah.
Amen.
Give him some objectives if he ain't used to that. Don't,
Mm-hmm.
because remember what you bringing into your house. You bringing a man into your house.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think you finna run him how you want to. because he'll destroy everything around you.
Let,
Period.
let me ask you this question. And you said something that was very interesting right there. Now, if you and this young lady, y'all been seeing each other for a long time, very serious. Y'all decide to get married, and you rent an apartment, and she already has her house. Should you move into that house with her, or should y'all allow have her to sell that house and y'all go together and get the house that both of you want? What should happen in that situation?
There is no should. You make the decisions that's best for you too.
Mm-hmm.
There's you wait. You don't know that until you in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're the type of guy who has to have it a certain way, you need to make sure you're able to negotiate for your way and
Mm-hmm.
to a compromise. But see, this is why I usually don't be in no rush to be married if you don't want to do the job.
Mm-hmm.
And women now don't have very little criteria. All you got to do is be. All a man got to do is look good.
Mm.
That's all they got to do. So that's why women get taken advantage of so easily. That's why you really can't run the household. That's why
Mm.
you really can't run no man because you'll move with the current.
Mm.
You understand? And somebody has to hold the line.
Harry Hippie.
You know.
Mm.
So where, like, say for instance, and if you've been in a relationship long enough,
Mm-hmm.
you understand if you the one that can't hold no money, you better give it to her to hold. This was the importance of a man married a woman he can trust. Because if he don't work hard all day and he can trust her enough to give him his whole check
Mm-hmm.
to handle that, he really trusts that woman to do that. My godmother, for instance, every day I remember every Saturday was business Saturday in the morning. Here she come with that big checkbook and her cup of coffee. Boom, she's sitting there and she's doing the bills.
Mm-hmm.
You can count on her to do that every single, because that's her role. You know, some men, they don't want to handle all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they agree. Like, say, for instance, my best friend, they make plenty money now.
Mm-hmm.
His wife is the one that keeps the finances. As
Yeah.
long as he gets his allowance, he good. He good. Because
Mm-hmm.
he know that wife is stacking that money the
Yeah.
way it needs to be stacked to make sure he always got some.
Mm-hmm.
That's an understanding that they have. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we have women that have married men that don't have leadership skills. And so
Mm-hmm.
either she's going to be very patient or there's going to be a lot of problems.
Mm.
Because men, I'm sorry, I'm old fashioned. I proposed to her. She didn't propose to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if he ain't got no plan, what did he tell you he was going to do?
Mm-hmm.
He don't got down on one knee and did all this and all that, but ain't got no place to stay.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't
Wow.
ready to be proposing to nobody.
Mm-hmm.
And women
Mm.
need to take that into consideration.
Exactly.
My
Exactly.
bishop told me one time, and I'll tell you this: ain't nothing a woman can do with a man that's out of control, but go the
Mm-hmm.
other way.
Mm-hmm. That's
Period.
good. That's good. And you said something about go with the current. And Charles laughed, but Harry Hippie. Harry Hippie came to my mind when you said it, Harry Hippie, and more particular, Mary Hippie. You know, she's Harry's lady. She panhandles pennies just to feed Harry's baby.
See,
Lord, she can tell
Harry a
you,
mess.
yes, yes, sir. She panhandles pennies just to feed Harry's baby. Lord, she can tell you a story, make it so incredible, make you want to take the food home and put it on her table. Boy, that's now Charles. Now Mary is something serious. Charles, where you at?
Hey, when you said, hey, when you started singing that, I started thinking the same thing of the music. But the thing about it, man, is so many, with the same thing Leonard was saying, there's so many women out there who base things off of emotion,
Yeah.
instead of logic. And then, he also, when he said that if you propose, you supposed to have a plan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that makes so much, that like with I think somebody was saying that how women make decisions. We
Mm.
all know that you can get some women that are logical, but
They're
most of their
extremely.
decisions, yeah, but most of their decisions still going to be leaning on an emotional thing, and most of them who had to start thinking logical was forced to think that way, or they were raised to think that way. But
Mm.
men, mostly men, and you got guys out there who are, as they say, emotional damage. They do the same thing. Like
Yeah.
you thinking like, why you think like that? And then I wondered myself, why you thinking like that?
Mm-hmm.
That's not the trait of a guy, to me. My opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But it goes, it goes like that sometimes. And
Exactly.
sometimes, and what if your daughter brought home a hairy hippie,
Shut up.
Raheem?
No, sir.
It's gonna be a problem. It's
I
gonna
just
be
had
a
to,
problem.
I just want to get you started.
No, sir. No, sir. Ray, Ray, what's on your heart, brother?
So yeah, I agree with that. I can only speak from my experience, and I see it in my generation. It's
Mm-hmm.
just most of us, quote unquote, we're raised by women, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then so we're quote unquote emotional. So and then the thing about it that makes it difficult for the household to fall into place is the idea of falling into that plan and then working together as that. Like me and my wife been married for 6 years, like overall been together for like 10, 11 years since high school.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like I had a difficult time because at first I was like, I'm gonna worry about her feelings and da 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 da. Not that I don't care about my wife's feelings, but when logic hits, it's like your feelings don't matter. It doesn't matter if you care about these soldiers, you need to take this spot.
Mm-hmm.
Period. So
Mm-hmm.
when that actually hit me, it was rough at first until we got the understanding of a subservient relationship. There's some things that my wife supersedes me in doing. So as soon as I see it, I'm like, "Yeah, here you go ahead and
Yeah.
handle that, and I'll support you." But it's the
That's yours.
biggest thing. The biggest thing that I run into with today's women, and that's in my age range, are not when they come across men or young men like me who have a plan, who have it
Mm-hmm.
already laid out. It's like they can't comprehend it, and it's like when that happens, we have no, like I said, we're innately like
Mm-hmm.
destroyers. When that happens, it's just like the logic in our mind goes like, all right, you're not worth it for the rest of us, so we're not gonna you're
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
making it out of this. Like we're
Mm.
not gonna put you back out there into the environment to let you take another one of us out. We're far and few in between. Like
Exactly.
me and my friends, all of us have our own place to stay, have our own money. We
Mm-hmm.
make 4 out of the 6 make upward of 6 figures.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not even 30.
Yeah.
So when we see, and all of my friends, it's only 2 of us married. So when the other ones run into a woman, it's just like, hey, look, let me tell you this is this. If you don't see it on the list, go ahead and throw it back in the ocean.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then I have female friends, women, older women, that's in the same situation. And I'm like, and this is where that logic and emotion kicks in. I'm like, hey, throw it back in the ocean. They be like, yeah, but I'm gonna reel it back in. I'm like,
Mm.
nah, leave
Mm-hmm.
it out there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just put it in the freezer.
Mm.
Stop it. Like you gotta, you gotta stop because that's not the plan. It's a
Mm-hmm.
plan. It's a scheme. Plan, scheme, plan. You should always be planning and scheming. That's logic based.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. Toussaint, what's on your heart, brother? Badger coming to you next, and we got some more people on the phone line coming to you as well.
Ain't it something that we are living in a society that's strange for a man to be uh, um, uh, a decision maker?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how to say that. Ain't that strange?
Mm-hmm.
If you over 50, that is strange to be able to figure out what's the role of a man.
Mm. Wow.
20, 30, 40, maybe years ago, that wouldn't even be a mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And Ray said something that's happening every day because we have independent women all over the place. They are in leadership positions from your house to the White House.
Mm-hmm.
That when they run into a man, they don't know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me say, let me correct what I said. When they run into somebody that know how to make decisions
Mm-hmm.
and take a leadership position. Let me say what. Let me help. Let me clarify that because Ray said something uh, key. Because just because you're a leader, that don't mean you got to take charge of everything. You
Yeah,
can designate.
exactly.
Don't be stupid.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's good.
Leonard said something. What sense does it make for me to not know how to handle money? How to handle money? That's
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
Mm-hmm. Gonna be
You're gonna destroy your own household
all y'all gonna be broke.
because you think, yeah, all y'all
Mm-hmm.
gonna be outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
Now let me say something. Because sometimes we eliminated some some men out of the scenario because they have fell on hard times.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Badger, what's on your
And
heart?
but they know how to
No, go ahead. I'm sorry, Tucson. Finish your thought, brother.
no they know how to come up
Mm-hmm.
because they know that one thing they gotta do is work every day. If you imagine a man that just come out of divorce,
Mm-hmm.
she
Mm.
gonna take him for everything he got.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if you see that, okay, you gonna just eliminate him because he stays in the apartment. Well, she want him to stay outside.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just putting that out there.
I got you, got you. Badger, what's on your heart? We're gonna go. We got quite a few people that just called in to the phone line. We're gonna come to you all as well. So be patient with me. Hold on for a second. I'll be right at you. Badger, talk to me.
Oh, what are you asking now? Because like some of the comments has got me all confused.
No, we're still in the same place. But let me give you something in particular. Do you think a lot of the issues in the household amongst the family is because of a lack of communication?
Oh God, yes.
Badger say, "Oh
And,
God, yes."
uh, I think men need to realize that we're allowed to process our emotions. We're allowed to cry. We're allowed to do a lot of things that society try to tell us we're not capable to do, and to have an open relationship with our spouse, the person we're choosing to spend the rest of our life with. Because to me, if you're not willing to have a conversation with your wife about how you feel, your views, your spiritual side, or anything of that nature, and then you want to know why she wants to divorce you at some point, in my opinion, looks like she married a husk,
What
the
Mm,
what what what?
husk of a man,
Oh, a husk. Okay.
n- not a full. Yes, I'm upset by what you're doing. Let's talk about it. Or, when you're raising kids, what's wrong with letting them see that you can cry or you can get a little upset or things like that, and be able to talk about it with them.
mm-hmm.
Am I turning my kids into pansies, or am I teaching them how to be a human being?
Mm,
So communication is extremely important. However, be careful and not let society dictate how you're communicating with your family.
okay, that's
Make
good.
sure it's the real you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good deal. Good deal. We got quite a few people on the phone line, so I'm gonna try to touch each and every one of you in the way that you came in. Curtis, I know you've been there for a minute, brother. What's on your heart, man? We talking about the family, the structure. How what is the structure of the family, Curtis? And good morning. How you doing this morning?
Man, I'm all right. I'm all right. How y'all doing?
Hey, doing good, man. What is the structure of the family?
You know, it's funny you asked me that, man. Because it is in my opinion that the family is the greatest thing. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Um, the family, in my opinion, is greater than the church.
Boogie and B Love on the Wake Up and Set Pop Nation. Shout out to A Boogie. I see he's back in
Now,
that
wait a minute.
gym working out. Definitely one top.
Somebody got something going on there. I don't know what that's all about. Somebody got something going on, man. Hold on.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother. There was a party going on somewhere.
No, my phone was trying to pay it to my car.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, to me, man, like the family, like you know, the family is the greatest institution established by God Himself, man. Now, what was your question again? Because I kind of got thrown off with the radio and everything too.
What is the structure? What is the structure of the family?
What is the structure of the family?
Yes.
I don't even know how to answer that. Like, what is the structure of the family? Are you speaking in terms of a father, mother?
Yes.
Child?
Absolutely. What is that structure? What is the breakdown? What is the family structure? If it was a military institution, and you're paramilitary, what would be the family structure? What the father, the mother, the children, God? What would be the structure of that family?
Wow. That I ain't never thought that deep, right? Okay. All right. So, I mean, the structure of the family is structured.
Curtis, you struggling with this, brother. Curtis,
I don't even know how to answer. I don't know how to answer that, man. What is the structure of the family? I don't know how to answer that.
Let me do this.
Go move to somebody else.
Yeah, let me move around and I come back to you, brother. Cause you I ain't never seen you dance like that, brother. You doing the cha cha and the slide all at one time, brother. You doing it all right now. Rico, talk to me. Good morning, Rico. How you doing this morning?
Man, welcome to a beautiful new day, everybody. I can't complain, man. How y'all doing?
Hey, doing good. Welcome to you as well, brother. Help your brother Curtis out, man. What is the structure of the family?
Well, first off, I think the structure is determined by understanding the different roles and not getting them confused. You know, you have your natural role that can never change. You know, because from what it seems like is people are saying the roles have been changing and now the lines are blurred on what a man should do and what a woman should do. Well, one role, the natural role that can never be changed, is who provides the sperm and who provides the egg. So you got to understand that natural role, but that natural role does not transfer over into the procedural roles. Now, the procedural role will come with what you are trying to accomplish with your family, and then understanding how you both can put the pieces of the puzzle together to make it fit just right. But you just can't put it in a box. You know, you might have a woman that doesn't fit the traditional role of being able to get the children dressed because she isn't good with fashion. You might have a man that's very good with his hands and can work, but he can't communicate. He'll push over. So the woman has the strong voice, and she has the gift of discernment to be able to judge character, to read situations and say, baby, they're getting over on you. But see, we have this idea in our mind that the man is the man, and what the man says goes. But we have to understand you might be married to somebody like Desper Manley, bringing home all the bacon, but he can't read. So somebody might be getting over on him, his agents, all these more educated people. Well, he might have a wife that's very educated. She can handle accounting. She can handle contracts. You know, Luke Skywalker married his attorney. You know how much he was going to court. How smart. You're going to keep going to court for stuff, and you know you're going to continue to do the things that's going to be controversial to have people taking you to court. Why not marry an attorney that can help you out on a regular basis?
In-house law.
So, you know, I listen to those and see those type of things, and I'm like, you know, some people get the roles misunderstood, not only with sex or gender, but with age. So I catch myself listening to Ray. And man, Ray says pretty much everything that I want to say, and then he'll lead right into the next thought process that I was having. I'm like, really, truly, I don't even have to call in. This young man, if he was leading anything, I wouldn't have a problem following him.
Mm-hmm.
But in the traditional role, some people would have a problem with following a young man because of their pride, just like they would have a problem relinquishing some of those perceived roles because of a woman being in place. So you have situations where you maybe had co-workers that were complete idiots, but they were the head of that household.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw what was going on in the household. It was dysfunctional. It wasn't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Because some people just believed in that same set role that was supposed to go on instead of adjusting and understanding that the role actually goes to the person that best fits that spot.
A good deal. Good deal. We're gonna go on. We got some more people. Willa, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Yeah.
Good morning, Raheem. Good morning. I slept on early this morning
I
before I went to
see.
go get these kids.
I see
But
you did.
good conversation.
Yes.
Great.
Talk
So
to
I'm
me.
just telling you before I get started.
Mm-hmm.
I need 3 minutes, and then later on I need 3 more minutes
Okay.
because it's really hard. It's real. I love this conversation, man. I tell you, because this is what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in ministry, and we relationship builders, we marriage builders. And it's just like it is what it is. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it
Mm-hmm.
because it's very important information that you need to understand. We're all different. I'm just gonna piggyback a little bit on what that young man said because that kind of touched my heart. It's just like what young people do today. They pick a certain kind of woman. They're looking from the outside on what she looks like. Don't you know we got all kinds of hair we change, makeup we change, nails we change on how she looks. But it's that inner person that you need to get to know. You need to get to know that woman first. That's where you start to build that relationship. What happens is y'all build it from the outside, jump in the bed, and never get to know the inner side. So that's how the relationship of what a household should look like, a man, a woman. And then later on, if you decide to have a child, you talk about that. So yes, communication is the number one thing in the relationship. I'm not going to say love, trust, and commitment because with the communication, that should already be there.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope I used my 3 minutes because I had a lot more to say because that's what we do. That's why we come out wrong sometimes.
Yes.
And don't think that you're not going to have problems.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't think that you're going to have problems in your relationship, you better think again. Because when the finances are not right, and Rico said it right.
Mm-hmm.
You need somebody to know when we need to change with our finances, what we need to do when something else comes along. So it's a lot to relationships and marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to keep it inner, so not so much as outer, if you get what I'm saying. That means keep a lot of people out your household.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Toya with a T, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Get ready. How y'all doing?
Hey, doing good. Toya with a T. We talking about the family structure. And I asked the question, is a lot of the issues that happens in the family, a lot of the problems and situations that happen in the family based on a lack of communication. People just not communicating with each other. You're not communicating with your husband. You're not communicating with your wife. Y'all not communicating with each other. And it don't really matter. What do you say to that?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's more than communication. We special now,
Mm-hmm.
right? We don't even know our roles no more. We so busy trying to be each other, right?
Wow.
But
Come on.
we've lost things along the way. I think we've grown humane, but we've also lost a lot of things along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's out of order. Men are not real men anymore. And women, I'm not gonna say we're not real women, but I think that it's like we're morphing into something else because we're handling or maintaining roles that really not built for us, but it still has to be done. You know what I mean? So I just think that it's distorted and twisted now, right? Like the kids got an issue because the parents are idiots. The kids are raising the parents. I hear kids nowadays say, my mom, my stepdad always talking to me about their relationships, and I know my mom cheat. My stepdad talking to me, looked at me like, oh wow, like I know she ain't cheat before, and this and the third, and like these are 18 and 19-year-olds talking about their relationships with their mother and father. Why do they know that? We out of order. We didn't used to
Wow.
do that back in the day. We didn't used to have conversations with our 18-year-olds about our marriages or about our relationships. A lot of us, we would not. Let me tell you something. My father would not dare bring a woman in front of me he wasn't married to. What? He was sneaking out the house. Are you kidding me? Them spirits ain't gonna be on my baby. I'm gonna do that, this, that, and third. Going about my business. Come on back. See, we don't do that no more. We having sex in front of the kids. 17 black friends doing what we want to do, talk what we want to talk, say what we want to say, treat them this way, and then get mad when they treat us like this. So the issue is we're special. Like we just don't follow the rules and guidelines anymore. We don't
Wow.
stay in our lanes anymore. We don't stay in our place. We don't handle each other and things with respect anymore. Everything's about doing what I want to do when I want to do it, how to get over, how I can get ahead with shortchanging you. So the whole world is out of order. Every role is out of order. The man, the woman, and the child. Even the
Wow.
animals getting off the chain.
Exactly. Exactly. Jay, talk to me, brother.
Yes, man, we have some. We're having a great conversation today, and all I can think about now, I know better. When you know better, you do better. I was married before, but I treated her because I didn't know the roles, or I didn't know the definition of what a man should do, what a woman should do. So I took it based off of television, what I saw on television. The man works, the woman's supposed to stay in the house, cook, clean, have baby. That's it. It was and do what I say because I'm making the money until I learned that no, this is a partnership. This is two companies merging together to perform a corporation. They take everybody's input, and the owner or the person who's smart enough to have that have a company, when he doesn't know something, he leaves it. He delegates it to the manager or to the accountant, someone who knows, who specializes in that field, like the money or how the business is going to grow and things like that. Because we don't do that as a couple. When the young folks or nowadays, as far as married people are concerned, because we don't communicate and we don't delegate responsibility. I'm not the boss of anything in my house. I know that if my wife ain't happy, I'll never be happy. I know that I can't hold all the money because I'll be frivolous with it. Whatever I see, I'll buy it right there. My wife, she takes the time to look at coupons to see where the deals are, so we can conserve money, so we can continue to do things that's necessary for the household. Now that I know better and I know that I'm not great with money, I leave it all to her. I'm not like the gentleman who said his wife gives him an allowance, because I keep some of my own money. I'm being honest. At the same time, I know the majority of the money, give it to her. She's gonna take care of everything.
So you're gonna take yours off the top.
I take mine off the top. But it's one thing. It's also one other thing I want to say.
That is an allowance. You didn't know
Yes,
that.
my allowance. But it's one thing else. It was one other thing I wanted to say. Like my mother, I was a single parent home. My mom, she raised us. But thanks be unto the Most High, I had uncles and I had a grandfather who showed me how to be a man. My mother showed me how to be the nurturer and hug my kids and show them, let them know that I love them. My grandfather, my uncle told me, if a man don't work, he don't eat. So how do I expect to get ahead if I'm not working, if I'm not doing anything? Even if I'm disabled now, I'm not outside working every day, but I make sure this house is clean. I make sure that the woman of the house who is working, she's in bed on time. She has a meal. I love to cook, so I'll cook for her. I mean, I know now that you have to compromise on a lot of things, especially when you're married, because I don't own anything. I don't own this house, and another thing. I'm sorry, I got a lot on my mind. But another thing, my friend Ray said, he said that, you should have your own. I agree with that. I had my own at the same time. When I broke my neck the second time, I met my wife. She nursed me back to health, knowing that and seeing from history and from her research, doing her due diligence as far as research is concerned, that I'm a worker, that I'm not just a guy who just wants to sit around and let the woman do all the work and then take all the benefits. So that conversation is vitally important.
Good deal. Good deal. Ray, let me come to you, brother. And I asked a question earlier. You're a married man now. At the time when you got married, if both of you had a home, both of you had a house, okay?
I'm moving in, Shawty. What you talking about? I got my Xbox and my cat. I'm moving it. Nah, it just yeah, I would move in that situation. Like if she had a house and I didn't, it doesn't. So my presence isn't based off of what I own. I come into a building that I work with people and I work for a government that I have no power over, but I dominate that room as soon as I step into it. So my presence speaks for itself in that situation.
Okay,
So
good deal.
One more thing I want to touch on the structure of homes and houses and all of this, like the compound or the structure of water is H2O. It has corresponding structures, hydrogen and oxygen, but it's still the most fluid substance on the face of the planet. Fluidity is innate in water. That's the same thing how it should be with relationships. It should have a compound structure, man, woman, child, but it still should be fluid.
That's good.
So
that's good.
I just want to drop that analogy off.
Okay, Charles, what's on your heart, brother? What you gonna do?
You said if a house, it's according to where we at, man. It's according to where we at.
Now,
if my apartment,
what if both of you? Now, let's change a little bit, Charles. What if both of you had a house? Both of you had a house.
I've been in that situation.
And what are you gonna do? Are y'all gonna sell your house and buy one house together? Y'all just gonna move? How do you navigate that?
One house gonna get rented out, if not both of them.
Makes sense.
You know, Airbnb. You know, this day and time, one of them gonna get rented out, and that's what I was saying about the apartment.
I was thinking the same thing.
If I've got a nice apartment and your house is in a place that can rent for like an astronomical amount, but I like houses because I got dogs. That goes by the person and what they do. You know what I'm saying? But if it's like what your first question was, as if moving in, we'll probably move in and then buy another house. You understand? Because you don't no equity is in an apartment.
Yeah.
Now if we live in there and then we renting it out, the other place we're making so much money we can pay for the apartment and pay for the cars, then that's a different thing. So it's all about the finance and the decision makes with the finance. And I agree with everybody saying about who makes the decisions on certain things, because if I'm not good with money, or if my wife can't cook, I'm cooking. You understand? What you doing in the kitchen? No, get out the kitchen. I'll cook. You tried to kill us last time.
What, you get some water?
Hey man, my first wife, man, we got married. She couldn't boil hot dogs, man. She can cook now.
Yeah.
She can cook because I went and bought a book. I want this book. I want that book. Okay.
Hey, stop talking about my mama.
That's how you learn. That's how you learn.
Though. Your mom would ask her. She couldn't boil water.
Ray said, "Don't talk about my mama now. Hold on now. This conversation."
Lord have mercy.
You know the truth. She couldn't boil water, but now, hey, she got a business cooking.
Hey, Ray, and he gonna say it again. It's true, man. She couldn't pull out. He gonna say it again.
Oh, she'll tell you.
I don't know why you keep talking about it. I don't know name about your mouth.
Exactly.
Keep my mama name out your mouth.
Hey, Ray, say something about your grandma and watch it go tell her. Say something about my mom.
Miko, what's on your heart, brother? They clowning this morning.
Yeah, man. I mean, going back to what Ray said, man, about that. You know, to me, that goes back to that natural role, and then getting it confused with the procedural role. You know, we have traditional roles that we must. I'm gonna say we must follow, but you know, I sort of want people to think about this because Badger was stating the way that his culture observed the structure, and so we do have to understand that away from that natural role, the culture and the standard that we have adapted is a culture and a standard that was placed upon us, which made the man the absolute leader of the home. Especially like during the antebellum South, it just went with with mainly white people, but then after that, you saw the black people following that lead. The man is dominant, even in the days where maybe the man was being abused or whatever, he was being mistreated, he still came home and had the hard hand. He was, he was the top dog. So, I think seeing that where somebody was the absolute leader, regardless of how intelligent they were, regardless of how educated they were as far as being good with money, or just being compassionate, or being hard on the family. Most times those women had to be submissive. That was just the culture back then. So you think about how it sounds sort of unreasonable that it should be that way, but it was acceptable. And now we still trying to build from that and determine what the structure is supposed to be, and at the same time, the structure is being confused because of the dysfunctional way that we were brought up to see it. Like Jay said, he saw it a certain way on TV.
Yeah.
We started with Archie Bunker. You know what I'm saying? He had his favorite chair. They always tell you, your man got the favorite chair. He He like to recline his feet back and sit back and look at TV, and the woman just wait on him hand and foot. And you had Edith Bunker acting like the naive wife. You know, you saw that in so many situations as an example. When really and truly the man didn't deserve to have it that way. And that was not just on TV, but in real life, you know. But I think that's where the confusion comes in at, man, you know, as far as people understanding that role. And then when you said that about communication, I think everybody knocked it out the park on that. Not only is communication might be 95% of the reason why marriages don't make it, but the 95% of the time, it was no communication before they got married, not good communication.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. You know, y'all know I get silly sometimes, man. Now imagine I go into Shaq's house, and Shaq, a big fella. Shaq a big fella, so he got to have his recliner, got to be a certain way, or it's not gonna fit for him. So it got to be a little longer. Now just imagine me going to Shaq. I'm gonna sit in this chair, man, and my feet won't even reach the end of the chair, man. I ain't no tall fella, man. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, Leonard. What's on your heart, brother?
I'm just listening because it's always going to be what's works best.
Yeah.
I look at the fruit.
Mm-hmm.
If it's working, it's working.
Mm-hmm.
So, as far as always referring to something else, this is a part of culture that should be passed down from your parents.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're one of them people who resulted to watching the television instead, that's who you are.
Mm-hmm.
However, like I said, I have 2 sons. I am not really promoting to them that they run out and get married.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm very blessed because I don't have a lot of turmoil in my home that some people have.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I look at family and relationships, I have to always be upfront with people who ask for counseling.
Mm-hmm.
This is the way I counsel.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not willing to do this, that, or the other, I doubt if the counseling is really going to help you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, because I can arrange it for you on what I think would be best, but if I notice it won't work like that for you, like if I'm dealing with a man with no skills and no talents and nothing else, that's a different type of counseling.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you got the woman who you see in her, she's looking for someone to stand one step behind.
Mm.
I know a lot of women who want their husbands to be a man that they saw somewhere.
Yeah.
That's not a good relationship. And
Mm-hmm.
like even as much, I'll give you a good example how the culture has changed with these housewives and all of that stuff and the
Mm-hmm.
television and social media. And I'm not entertained by that.
Mm-hmm.
Stop, Ray.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been entertained by that because even though I was looking at those women, I wouldn't want them in my house.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're just not fit.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody is not eligible for these relationships. First of all,
Mm-hmm.
this is work. And if you don't want to do the work, don't even get involved.
Exactly.
Don't
Exactly.
even get involved because it's not worth the trouble if y'all can't get along, you don't communicate properly. Like say with my brother Jay and myself, we may have started off working and grinding and doing all this, but guess what happened? He said he broke his neck, I think. I
Mm-hmm.
just had a quintuple bypass surgery.
Mm-hmm.
I've been sick before, so we it's not constant that you're always there, but at least I know I got a partner that can handle that.
Yeah.
And my
Yeah.
partner will say that, you know what, I really need to learn how to take care of these bills just in case something happens.
Now, Leonard, back in the day, and I'm gonna ask you a question for back in the day. Now, somebody asked you, what's your type? Leonard, what was your type?
Oh, the type that like me. 8 to 80, black, cripple, and cray. It don't matter. If you love me, boy, that's such a motivator for me.
Say it
I
ain't
don't
no.
want I don't want you if you don't want me. I
Wow.
want you to bring it to me because I'm not coming to get it.
Yeah. Leonard said, my type is the type that like me. I like the type that like me.
So there'll
So
be no confusion.
yeah. Yeah. look at Charles. Charles said, Lord.
There'll be no confusion.
Toya, what did he talk to me? Sis? Um, are we off base with this whole thing? And Leonard said something about marriage just now because a lot of you young people, young generation right now, they not running towards marriage. they're not running towards it. And so, Toya, what has really happened?
Do you see how we talked about marriage in America?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you don't want to get married. Oh, marriage this, marriage that. The same way we did kids.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't set us a good example. That's why we don't want to get married anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'd rather practice having children out of wedlock, which is a
Mm-hmm.
wrong issue with some of the things we got going on, um, and risk a chance of going to hell.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get 100. Then to what we don't want to pay child support,
Mm-hmm.
alimony. You know what I'm saying? Like there's stipulations on why we don't want to get married. And it's foolish, it's tricks of the devil.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's the first breakdown of you. That's the first thought of unity. Me finding the man, trusting in him to believe that when he sleep with me, he's gonna do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not be naive. Not say, oh no, I can't give you nothing because you didn't marry me.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm think that you really, really care about me. You really want to do the right thing. We get together, oh, we pregnant. But then now you're gone. Now I hate you. Now I'm teaching the baby hate. So
Mm-hmm.
this cycle, we don't promote marriage in a way where people want to do it. We don't
Right.
promote unity in a way that
Mm-hmm.
people don't want to do it. Our problem is not individually, it's moving collective as a unit. We don't
Mm-hmm.
trust each other. We don't care. We're not willing to sacrifice. We're not willing to put our lives down to make sure that we have a strong family. We're not
Mm-hmm.
willing to put our lives down to have greatness and excellence. We're
Mm-hmm.
not willing to put our lives down for our wife or our husband anymore. It's just about whatever. And if I don't want to deal with it, and if you make me uh, feel some kind of way, and if the heat get hot, then I get to get out the kitchen. We
Mm-hmm.
just done lost morals and values, and we have not put a good image out there on healthy, strong, safe marriages. Marriages just look at Steve Harvey. He want to
Mm-hmm.
tell you think like a man, act like a woman 5 times. I mean, I know we got to sit still someplace. We got to commit someplace. We got to sit back and just say, no, listen, this is it right here. And we have to commit to that, and we have to do that, period. And we're just not doing that anymore. We have a really
Mm-hmm.
bad rendition out there on what the breakdown of the family is supposed to be.
Wow. Wow. That's good. That's good. Willa, you said you wanted 3 more minutes. I'm about to give it to you right now. Willa, what's on your heart? Talk to me.
I wanted to talk about. I hear roles, hearing roles of in the relationship. Well, in your relationship, ain't there? We're not all the same. So what works in your relationship may not work in my relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Just say, for example, if they got set in place, men, you go to work, but when you come home, you take the garbage out, women clean, blah, 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 blah. But that's not necessarily so because men and women both know how to clean, take out the
Mm-hmm.
garbage. So
Mm-hmm.
you mean to tell me, I'm just using this as an analogy, because the role is for him to take out the garbage, that you're going to allow yourself to let your garbage stay because your husband ain't took it out.
Mm.
It ain't nothing wrong with us helping each other. Like you said, it's about communication. Now, if you're not talking and opening up your mouth, I can't fight a ghost. If something is wrong with you and you don't tell me, then we can't talk about it. You
Mm-hmm.
walk around the house, your mouth all overpowdered, and you go and talk to somebody else. But I'm your spouse. I am the number one person that you should talk about it with so we can resolve the problem and move on. There's one thing that I taught my kids. Anything you don't feed, it dies.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you don't feed, it dies.
Mm-hmm.
So once we talk about the situation and we resolve our situation, we kill it and we move on.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to put it out there that how important it is for us to talk.
Yes.
A lot of men like brought up, but stop drawing up and open up your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
Absolutely.
I wanted to say. Right?
Good deal. Good deal. Jay, what's on your heart, brother?
I'm in total agreement with that young lady and with what Leonard had to say. Again, communication is major. I don't know anything, and I tell my wife, I tell everybody, I don't, my children as well. I can't read your mind. I don't know what you're thinking. You may start off thinking one thing, and I may think because you're smiling, you have a smile on your face that you're happy. You may just be nervously laughing because you're nervous about something or scared. That is vitally important again. And I go back to what I said before, raising how you were raised. I was raised, and a Christian household where if you want to have sex, you must first get married. So when I broke the rule and she was pregnant, so to speak, I said, "Oh, we gotta hurry up and get married." Not understanding that there's more to marriage than you just have babies, you work. It's a whole lot more to it. Now that I know better, I do better. And even when me and my first wife was divorced, I never want to let my children see me with another woman. Never, because I didn't want them to grow up thinking you can go out and have different women come into your home all the time, or it's okay for different men to be in my life. As far as the women, my daughters are concerned, I'm teaching my children that you're beautiful, you're worth more than a one night stand. You're worth more than just someone saying that you look good and then taking you home. You're worth more than that. So if you have self value or self worth, then you're going to not fall for the cheap pickup lines or the cheap things that men and women do to seduce you to get what they want.
Absolutely.
So excellent points today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Badger, talk to me, Badger.
Man, people are just knocking it out of the park today, ain't they? I mean,
Yes, sir.
I agree with what's being said when it comes to communication.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a lost art in a lot of situations. And what I mean by that is being true in the conversation is a lost art to
Mm-hmm.
most folks. So many people have developed these false faces. Well, they lie to their spouse and to their kids. Like, me and my wife get a lot of heat because we don't do the Santa Claus and Easter Bunny stuff. Because in our perspective, why are we going to lie to our kids?
Mm-hmm.
That makes no sense. However, we teach what it means, what it represents
Mm-hmm.
in a spiritual way. We also teach different versions. So we teach the Christian belief, we teach the Jewish, we teach Yule. So when they grow up, they're educated. They're not stuck in one mentality.
Mm-hmm.
So when they finally choose which path they want to follow, because there's many different beliefs out there, the only thing I'm concerned about is, are they harming people or helping people? As long as
Mm-hmm.
they're helping people, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if they're hurting people, I have a size 12.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, it's just one of those things to me. It's accept the beauty within, it and to think otherwise is an illusion.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Then we got a comment from Facebook. I think let me see. Yeah, came from Facebook.
Communication, determination, and trust, being able to say no. I'm married and keep it moving. Loyalty.
I love it.
Mm-hmm. Talk to me, Leonard.
It's simple. And I,
Mm-hmm.
I, I warn people, if you got too many issues, you need an exit strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I
Wow.
refuse to just be sitting around unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't make any sense that you cannot get along with someone. Why didn't you pick someone you could get along with,
Mm-hmm.
or that believed what you believed, or cared about the stuff that you cared about, or that type of thing? It's probably because you didn't approach your relationship responsibly in the beginning. Because you would know all these things had you talked.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's okay to sit and talk to people. Just a word to women. The longer you hold off on having sex, the more information you can get.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a gem. You can
Mm-hmm.
keep being stupid. So you can come up with a strategy to keep yourself safe. Because
Mm-hmm.
now men are just like you a lot of time. They just as emotional. They're
Wow.
just as you would be now.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no more requirements. They don't have to be that guy no more. They can
Yeah.
be almost anything. So
Mm-hmm.
you and anything get together. Now y'all doing and believing anything, doing everything, and then everybody sitting around now talking about what they don't know,
Mm-hmm.
and not somebody pregnant.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. Curtis, coming back to you, brother. What's on your heart?
Nothing. I'm just taking everything in, brother. Just taking everything in.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know, I mean, you know my belief. You know what I mean? My belief is rather simplistic. You know, family is the greatest institution established by God, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And until we get back to that, which is great, we just gonna continue to have difficulties. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Difficulties in understandings, in communication, difficult levels and misunderstood levels of respect and dignity and honor. That's just my opinion, man. I don't have much to say.
Good deal. Good deal. I'm going to go. Actually, right now I'm gonna go to Ray, and I'm trying to pull my thing up here. Okay, here we go. Ray, I'm going to go to our topic for the day. We got a topic of the day, man. We hadn't even touched yet, so I want to touch it. We may not stay on it long. It depends on how y'all handle it, man. But though it seemed very simplistic, it's real. It's a very complicated question. I'm getting some background noise from somebody's line. I don't know who that knows. Okay, let me see. Ray, it's a hot day, real hot day. You out doing what you're doing. The day is scorching. You want to go into the store, convenience store, and get you something that's gonna cool you off a little bit. Okay, so you go to the fountain. You want to go get you a fountain drink. You go to the bar to pay for it. Ray, I'm asking you the question: are you buying the cup or are you buying the drink?
I'll counter with it. I'm buying the name at this point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And see, there's a lot of and I want y'all to understand there's a lot of symbolism in this particular question right here. It's not as cut as dry as it seems, but go ahead.
Yeah, at this point, I'm buying the name. I get where you're coming from. Am I getting the drink or the cup? I would see the cup as the idea of the name itself of whatever it is, the object. But
Okay.
yeah, you're not going for the substance anymore per se. You're going
Mm-hmm.
for the idea or
Mm-hmm.
the the feeling it gives. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So, despite what people think, 9 times out of 10, Deer Park water is bad for you, but
Yeah.
you will not be seeing drinking Deer Park versus Great Value. You don't see that. You don't
Mm-hmm.
see somebody hiking with Great Value, chugging it
Mm-hmm.
down like it's the best thing they ever had in their life. It'd be a label on that. So yeah,
So
you buying.
yeah, yeah.
So, but yeah, 9 times out of 10, that's what it is. Yeah, nah, you're going for the feeling of something versus the substance it actually gives. And that's
Mm-hmm.
where that's part of the game, right? That the ruse.
Mm-hmm.
They don't you don't look at it for what it's worth. You look at it for how it makes you feel.
So and that's the thing, brother. You hit it right out the park. I knew I could come to you and you was gonna go there. That's the whole and the whole thing is tied up in this whole American. This I don't know who line that is. Somebody got some background noise, but the, this whole American system. Are we buying the cup or are we buying the drink? Have we just been bamboozled? Uh, Jay, talk to me, brother. Are you buying the cup or are you buying the drink?
I think you're buying the service based on the illusion that you perceive.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning you're just buying what you perceive, what you believe because of what you've shown is good, because we're a society that wants to pet this flesh. We want the flesh to feel good. So if that soda is supposed to be the best soda ever, I want that. If those jeans are supposed to make you look more popular with the ladies and I like the ladies, then that's what I'm going to buy. So it's the service based on what you perceive it, the value of it can be for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Rico, talk to me, brother. Are you buying the cup or are you buying the drink?
The average person is buying the cup. They're buying whatever is advertised to them the most as being allegedly the best product.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even with people are buying the cup and not the drink. Goes back to what Willa was saying earlier. They're buying what's on the outside and not buying what's on the inside.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Come on.
So you're looking at the label, you're looking at the picture, you're looking at the commercial, or like yesterday when everybody thought it was funny about the beer. That was an actual true thing that was done. You saw
Mm-hmm.
that beer, that thirst quenching beer, and all the ice and how cold it looked, and I mean it was inviting. It made you want to buy Miller High Life until Budweiser came up with a better advertising campaign.
Mm-hmm.
It made you want to buy an iPhone until Samsung came up with a better advertising campaign. And with all these bells and whistles that they throw on it, you feel like, you know what, I'm getting a better product. But really and truly, you're just getting a better advertisement.
Exactly, exactly. Leonard, talk to me, brother. Are you buying the cup or are you buying the drink?
I'm not that complex. I'm just getting what I want.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just getting what I want. I need a cup to put it in because I look like a fool running it in my hand, drinking it out my hand.
Some people do that.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm more functional about things. I'm very pro capitalism or whatever. So whatever it is there is for me to choose it to
Mm-hmm.
satisfy whatever need I have. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
really not concerned about, a lot of things when it's about that. If I
Mm-hmm.
want it, I'm gonna get it.
Mm-hmm.
Period. And
Okay.
whatever it takes for me to get it, I'm gonna get it.
Good deal. Good deal. Curtis, talk to me, brother. Are you buying the cup or are you buying the drink?
Buying both.
Mm-hmm. That's it?
You heard what I said?
Yeah, I heard you. You said you're buying both.
Yeah. Buying both.
What exactly are you paying your money for? Okay, Curtis got something going on over there. Charles, talk to me, brother. Are you buying the cup or are you buying the drink?
I think Charles is talking. I think, but can't hear him.
We can't hear you, Charles. Can't hear you, brother. Can't hear you. No.
He. You don't have him muted, do you?
No.
Okay.
No, I
Yeah,
don't
we
have.
can't hear him.
No, I don't have him muted at all.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we're gonna come back to you, Charles. Yeah, go out and come back in. Let me go to on Willow. Willow, what do you say to that? What are you buying, the cup or are you buying the drink?
Well, actually, you're buying what's inside the cup. The
Mm-hmm.
cup does come with the content, so you actually buy. That's what's enticing you to buy it
Mm-hmm.
because you're not drinking the cup. You're drinking the drink.
Mm-hmm.
So you're buying what's inside. So that's my comment right here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Let me see. I can't wait to answer this. Badger, go ahead and answer it. Badger, what's on your heart, brother?
I love philosophical questions.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
um, I it, to me, I'm very clumsy, and I'm strong.
Mm-hmm.
So I buy a cup that I know I'm not going to break on accident.
Mm-hmm.
However, the fluid that goes in there, as I was saying in the chat, I I can't stand plain tap water, but it's cheaper than bottled water. However, if you slice up some cucumbers, you can actually get some pretty good stuff out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it's always a matter of perspective when it comes to a question like this, because are you buying it based on an illusion because it says that it's good for you, or and have you done the research to make sure that it is? Because they can put a lot of hidden things in water that you'll never realize. When it comes to like alcohol choices, are you going to spend $2,000 on that alcohol, or are you just going to drink a bottle of honey mead that was made down the road? So it's how much value do you, versus is it needed?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow,
And
that's
if
good.
you're wanting to talk about a spiritual sense, you know,
Mm-hmm.
what it's cost, what versus what it's worth is what my wife just randomly come around the corner and said.
Mm-hmm.
um, Eventually she might end up on the show. By the way,
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
knows? She's
Mm-hmm.
she's kind of shy when it comes to that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that totally just lost my train of thought.
Okay, hold
She
on.
came around the corner half naked. My brain's gone right now.
Okay,
Hold on.
too much information. Whoa, 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 whoa.
I don't want to know nothing about your naked wife coming around that
Yeah,
corner.
bro, don't do that ever.
Whoa, mute that. Mute that mute. No, Charles, hold on. Stop rubbing your head, Charles. Time to talk now, brother.
Boy, y'all, is this Wednesday?
Oh Lord, TMI,
Y'all, today been,
TMI,
hey, boy,
TMI.
the day been messed up. Y'all Wednesday
Hey,
crazy.
man, it's just part of being a man. Sometimes you get distracted.
It is. It is what it is, bro. Hey,
Yeah.
check it out, Raheem. What was the? I didn't get. I just heard part of you saying, "Are you buying a cup or are you buying a drink?"
Yes.
But like, what is it just pertaining to? I don't. Is it philosophical? Just
Yeah,
like
it is. Yeah, it is.
um, I'm buying. Well, people buy the cup. I'm buying a drink because buying a drink to me means that you know what you're putting in your body.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Buying a cup, that's just a vessel. Like I think Wade was saying something about if I got a $1,000 bottle of liquor,
Mm-hmm.
the bottle is not worth what the liquor is worth.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? The bottle might look good,
Mm-hmm.
but I doubt if the bottle, unless it's a diamond crystal bottle,
Mm-hmm.
I'm buying it for what's in the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
But now, and at the same time, I agree with what Leonard said. No, who said both? Somebody said both.
Curtis.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
both. But still, I think I'm buying because I'm looking at for you to buy the drink. You know what you're putting in your body. You're looking at it in a different way. You know what you're putting in your body. Buying the cup, man. You're buying the cup.
Yeah, yeah. And there's so many different ways I could go with this, man. There's so many different ways I could go. I'm trying to stay in a certain alley here. Let me go to Toya with a T. Toya with a T. Talk to me. Says, what are you buying? Are you buying the cup or are you buying the drink?
I'm sorry, we said it's a couple what now?
Or when you go in there and buy something, go to the convenience store and you buy something to quench your thirst. Are you buying the cup or are you buying the drink?
It depends on whatever I want to do at that time. Sometimes I don't know about guys, but girls we buy stuff because of the bottle, because of the cup that it's in, because of the container. We think it's cute, this, that, and third. We might not even drink what's on the inside, so we buy it for that. So it's to each his own, right? Because what marketing does is it attracts different people's interest. Sometimes they use colors, sometimes they use things, sometimes they use things just to draw your attention. So for those who don't want to drink what's on the inside, they're gonna go for the bottle. When they make things for women, they don't even care what's on the inside. They're trying to appeal to women because they want to go ahead and get in that buyer's area to make them purchase. So at the end of the day, it just depends on what it is that I'm searching for that day. I might just be buying it for the drink. It might be a new drink that's out, new, Hennessy White. They don't have that in America. All right, I'll try it. But then it might be Nouveau with a cute pink bottle. I don't even drink what's on the inside. I want it for the bottle. So I think it depends.
That's good. That's good. The heart. Okay, absolutely. Jay, I see you smiling over there, brother. What's on your heart? We got another caller. Caller, we coming to you next. Jay, what's on your heart, brother?
Nothing. I'm just really enjoying this conversation. Laughing at the comments that I'm reading on the side and things of that nature. If this is just a really good point that you made. But I see it as perception. Whatever we perceive is in the cup, which is what Charles was saying, that we're buying what's in the cup. Because you can throw after you buy a cup from 7-Eleven, McDonald's, wherever, you throw the cup away, but what was in the cup you've already digested. So it's really what you're putting inside of you that you're buying, I think.
Leonard.
What?
What the world? What the what? Are you look at Charles? You knock Charles over. Are you
I
buying?
told y'all Wednesday. It's Wednesday.
It must be.
I think so.
Must be a rollover thing. It must be a rollover thing. But Leonard, if someone is saying they're buying the cup, and I can understand what they're saying, they're buying the cup because you're marketing, you put all these beautiful things on the cup. Cup look real good. I went to a Falcon game, and I bought the drinks, but they had Matt Ryan and different players on the cup to push the product. Now, am I buying the cup or am I buying because I was thirsty? Am I buying the cup or am I buying the content of the cup? Am I buying the cup or am I buying the drink? What am I?
Well,
What am I purchasing?
those cups are pretty worthless. But
A
um,
shot, a shot, a shot.
go
Shots fired.
Yeah,
go
Shots
exactly,
fired.
go
exactly.
Saints. I just
Wow.
it is very important, I believe, for some people for sure. However, cups have importance as well. So, like I
Hmm.
said, I'm a functional guy, so it really doesn't matter to me. However, if I'm looking for something, haven't you just bought a cup before? Remember?
Yeah.
But what about like, can I get a cup of ice?
Hmm. But that's
When
back in the
y'all
day. See,
y'all
now you
y'all
know.
just assume that should be free, but wasn't
Mm,
nobody giving them to the store.
yeah, yeah.
So when I priced it, I bought it of you buying the entire drink.
Hmm.
So some people some cups you want are commemorative cups.
Hmm.
You buy it's like one. I don't like going places that use paper cups.
Hmm.
Then I like to go and use a cup to make sure the cup fit in my cup holder.
Hmm.
That type of thing is why the cup is important. Like I say, you look like a fool standing there running it in your hand, drinking it out the tap. You know,
No, 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 no. You don't. No, you don't do that. See, this is what you do. Leonard. You get you a straw and you turn the fountain on. And you just,
you know what? That's even filthy to think about.
Lord have mercy.
That's just so filthy. It just
and then look, look, and then that's nasty on so many different levels. That's nasty.
but
Yes, Lord.
but like even when you go get a cup of ice,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody will say, like at the stores where I have to charge you the same amount, even if
Mm-hmm.
you get the drink or not. And you say it doesn't matter because all I want is the ice.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm willing to pay you for this way. It doesn't matter
Mm-hmm.
if you don't put no drink in there. What
Mm-hmm.
I want is this, and this is what I'm purchasing, and it's worth whatever I'm paying for it.
Mm-hmm. Read this letter and do you agree?
You need the cup in order to get the drink. No, you don't. Like I say, you could stand there and just hold your head up under there and let it run in there, but
look,
that's stupid.
look at Jay cupping his hands. Boy, y'all
You
be
like,
so.
or as Raheem mentioned, you could take a straw and do it,
Lord have mercy.
which is just sad. But
Yes, Lord.
Exactly,
you know
exactly.
how it is. But it's that perception. To me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm about what I want. That's what motivates me, not what
Mm-hmm.
people want me to have.
Exactly, exactly. Rico, talk to me, brother.
Man, Leonard just being difficult, man. He got me over here dying laughing. Listen, if you paying for a drink, you ain't fixing to put it in your hand. They fixing to put it in a cup, man. If you just going to somebody's water faucet, you might put it in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
if you buying a drink, you buying a cup or some container that it comes in.
Right.
They ain't gonna sell just free flowing drink of water.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. In some of this conversation we have, I think that sooner or later we're gonna have a degree to write our name. We
Mm-hmm.
try to make it so complicated.
Thank
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
you.
gonna give you an example. Ciroc liquor,
Mm-hmm.
Ciroc vodka.
Yeah.
It was the cheapest thing on the market. Matter of fact, a lot of people didn't know it existed. It's so cheap that the ingredients tell you that it's made out of grapes. Can you imagine vodka being made out of grapes?
Mm.
That go to show you how cheap it is. But just as soon as Diddy jumped on board,
Yep.
y'all straight to the top, same quality,
Mm-hmm.
same ingredient, but just different advertising and marketing scheme.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's valuable. The people love it. Ooh, I love me some Ciroc. Jay-Z, the same thing. Y'all need to patronize black business. Y'all buying all these other people liquor and there's black people out here selling liquor too. But yeah, you selling us great vodka.
Mm-hmm.
But it's selling. It's on fire. The quality doesn't mean anything anymore. So for the most part, people don't look for the quality or the best value. They look for this spell that we've been cast under with marketing. Put this part. You know what I did one time? First time I went to New York, I bought some $400 jeans.
Mm-hmm.
If V-suit jeans, if Jay-Z wearing them, they must be worth something. They got to be high quality, because rich people, they don't stand for low quality stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I bought them jeans, wore them on special occasions, washed them I had them dry cleaned one time. Wore them again in the cold weather, and I swear, when the wind blew, it seemed like the pants went with them. No quality.
Yeah.
They wouldn't like the old school Levi's. I said, you know what? Bump this. I'll go back to Walmart and get me some Levi's. This is what Walmart was struggling before they got in high demand again. So, it's that high demand that's created by the marketing because of business and corporation that most times we don't really, on average, like I said, some of the answers were good. But on average, in general, the average person is going to look at the things that are marketed to him because in the marketing, they are telling them this is the best thing that you can buy.
Wow. Good deal. Good deal. K with the E. Good morning. How you doing this morning? K, you there?
Yeah, I'm trying to come off mute. Good morning. Good morning. I'm
Good morning.
fine.
We're asking the drink. We're asking the question. We're asking the question, man. It's a hot day. It's 100 degrees in the shade. You want to go in the store and get you something to quench your thirst. You go to the fountain and you get your little cup. You pour your drink of choice in there. You go up to the counter. Now, are you buying the cup or are you buying the drink?
Well, see, when I go out to certain places, in like Texas Roadhouse or whatever that is, I bought the cup because I had never ate that before. And I kept it for a souvenir. I bought a souvenir cup. But when I go to 7-Eleven, if we take our own cup, they'll let us get our drink or ice, and they don't charge us. When I go to Quick Trip, they let us use our own cup. So I have a cup in my car because I'm particular and I don't like, I done been in the store and people grab a cup, they grab too many, they just stuff the cup back up in there. So I don't like all that. So I use my own cup. But they definitely will charge you. And Quick Trip just charge 20 cents for their cup. But I don't like using them because everybody and anybody touch on them cups. And I didn't witness it. And that was the last thing I needed to see. So I take my own cup.
Okay.
And sometimes I just don't get charged.
Exactly. Tucson, what are you paying for? Tucson, are you paying for the cup or you paying for the drink?
I'm paying for the drink. I caught late to um conversation, and I don't know really where you want to go with that because, but uh, uh, I done already paid for the cup. I just need somewhere to fill it, something to put in it. So I got the one sooner or later you pay for both of them. If that makes any sense. I don't know. I'm really not clear on what we talking about. So I might need some. You see, because I could, because me for the last I don't know how many years, I bought a coffee pot at the house, and I don't make coffee at the house. So I brought the coffee pot to work. Now I don't make coffee at work. I stop at the store every day with a mug, a coffee mug, and buy coffee every morning. Every morning.
Man,
time to seek
I'm just saying.
professional help now.
Yeah.
Gotten to that point. We'll have to go see somebody.
He need to go lay on somebody's couch, brother. He need to go lay on.
I'm just saying. I mean, hey, you understand what I mean? But see now, maybe I do because I figured out how much money I've been burning up. But that's my money.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go way out, Leonard. I don't smoke weed no more.
So you just You just thought you just moved the coffee maker.
Well, there you go. I mean, we won't go way out there. We can. I mean, really can. because see now, Leonard, sometimes it may be just to get out the house.
There you go.
Lord.
I'm
Charles.
just saying.
Why didn't you say something else, man?
What's the price of peace of mind?
I guess the price of the coffee and that gas you spending to go to that store to get that coffee. I guess.
So you're not buying the coffee or the drink, you're buying peace of mind.
Toya said she'd be right back.
Hey, Raheem. I got to say what I wanted to say. It kind of goes back and forth with both conversations we had today, and I told you, but I want to say, can I say it?
Go ahead, Tucson. You gonna say it in a way. You gonna say it in a way, Tucson. So go ahead.
I'm gonna be disruptive, like I ain't gonna be this. I'm trying not to be disruptive, but I got into a relationship with somebody that was one of them independent women.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and when we first started, we was talking about, hey, you got to be able to bring something to the table. And you know what she told me?
What's that?
She said, "I'm bringing the table."
Mm.
God Almighty!
God almighty. You said that right, boy.
That
You
was
you
wrong
hit
with the
my
world
word.
now.
God almighty.
No, sir, it worked for me
Mm-hmm.
because I got a table too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now we got two tables. How
Mm.
about that?
Two good tables.
Man, get out of here. Out of order.
Toya, we can hear you. So
No,
go
it
ahead,
ain't.
Toya. Go ahead, Toya. We
Out
can
of
hear you.
Right, Toya.
Out of order. Out
Shut
of
up.
order. Out of order. Out of
No.
order. Out of order. Why we
Hey,
buying tables and why you
check,
ain't made one?
check.
Tucson.
Hey,
Tucson.
Miss Toya,
Tucson.
Toya, check with the bank.
Oh Lord.
That ain't got nothing to do with you building this table, partner. Why I gotta bring a table too? What you gonna do if I bring a table? I need to the pots, the pans, and
Charles
what's
just
on
turned his
the
back.
table. Make up your
That's
mind.
why we
You
ain't
want me to
have.
bring the table, then you gonna want me to wash the dishes, then you gonna want me to cook the food too?
Oh Lord, you got to start
See,
it.
All
that's
right.
and see, this is how the
Why we
booty
ain't
call
have.
became so important right there.
You got to start it. Lord have
Because
mercy.
y'all, some folk just ain't trying to get along. They not trying to get along.
Out punch.
Hey, hey, Charles.
Ain't,
Charles.
ain't happy, ain't happy with nothing.
Nothing. They say
Hey,
right,
Charles.
you say left. You
Exactly. Hey,
up, you
Charles.
say down.
Charles, I'm gonna tell you something, man. This may very well be Wednesday, brother. This may very well, or it's rolling over. It's rolling over.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
You
Hey,
turned Tucson loose on us.
It,
What you
it's a
expect?
rollover, man. It's a
It's a
rollover.
rollover. Yeah.
exactly, exactly. But everybody,
Hey,
hold on.
it's
Everybody, hold
good
on.
Donald went back there though.
Yeah.
It's good Donald went back there though, man, because when you changed the topic, I realized what you were doing when you asked that question about the houses.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I think it flew over everybody's head.
Mm-hmm.
But one more thing that does need to work for a relationship is somebody got to be willing to sacrifice if one needs to be made.
Exactly.
Who
There
gonna make
you
that?
go.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly.
Amen.
I was thinking somebody was gonna go there, Rico, but nobody tackled that part there. So I
You
moved
ain't
on.
never get back to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just held it and you ain't never get back to me. I said, well, I guess we'll miss out on that one too.
Okay. Well, hold on. I got something for you. I got something for y'all. Y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Hear ye, hear ye.
The good
Everybody
bishop.
near and far. This is Bishop Ori. Bishop Ori, are you there? Who is it, Leonard?
Wait a minute. Who is it?
Bishop
The
Adam.
good bishop.
The
Oh,
good Bishop Gregory Adams.
there you go. There you go.
Well, who name did you call? You said Ori or something.
Yeah, it's an inside joke. It's an inside joke.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know him.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord.
I know
Bishop.
the good Bishop Gregory Adams.
No, that's Ori. That's Ori. It's inside joke.
Did
Inside
you
joke.
say Robert Horry?
No, just Ori. He ain't got a Robert on it. It's just Ori. Just
Just
Ori.
horrible.
That's all.
Okay.
But Bishop,
This, this, this,
we
this cat just jacked my whole name.
The whole name.
Four letters. And they're going to go by the last three.
exactly. That's all it is, Ori. But listen, we having a conversation. I know you've been listening, man. So let me ask you this question: are you buying the cup or are you buying the drink?
Well, I'm buying the drink. Uh, the cup is necessary to hold the drink, but I'm purchasing the liquid that's in it
Mm-hmm.
so that I can satisfy a thirst that I, trying to quench.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's me. I heard, different ones talk about, they buying it for the bottle. When they're buying it for the content of the bottle, Toya says she buying it, mainly for the bottle, for the look of it, whatever. And that's their views. I can't kick against what they want to do with their purpose of buying it. But when I buy it, I'm buying it for what's in it, so that I can satisfy whatever taste desire I have at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it helped me understand some. There are topics that are brought forth. Uh, why are we looking at the bottle or what's in it? Where you going so I can follow it?
Well, I'm actually a lot of times we get so caught up in the scheme of things of what we're doing and how we're doing and where we're going that we miss we miss our nose in front of our face. You know, if you say, oh, you're buying the drink or cup, or oh, you're buying the drink, what are we buying here in America? What is being sold to us, and what are we willing to settle for? And we got to get charged off. We got to get charged off the screen. I don't know what charge going over there. I don't know what charge
You
going
gave
over
it to
there.
me because now I'm bringing that to a point of dealing with a person.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I asked you that question.
Mm-hmm.
Because what am I looking at this woman for?
Our whole perception. Basically, talking about perceptions. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
So what?
Basically, it's a question about perceptions.
Okay, that's why I said I'm going back to the reality of the conversation. Am I buying the bottle or the cup for what's in it or what I'm going to put in it? So then my mind, first thing in my mind goes, looking at a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And from my perspective, a woman looking at a man. Why am I interested in this person?
Mm-hmm.
Am I interested in what she may be able to bring? Am I looking at her intellect, how intelligent she is, or how pretty she is? Because now I'm just looking at the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm looking at the bottle, how fine she is, how pretty she is.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how her heart is.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know where her mind is. So that's why I asked that question. Because you're asking, the question now. I know we have to relate it to anything that we're dealing with specifically. But this is where my mind goes. I don't look at a woman just for her physical attributes. I want a woman that can have a conversation. I want a woman whose heart's going to be into me. I want a woman that can think for herself independently, but yet be there for me and be by my side when time gets going. Like Rico was saying earlier, this is what I want somebody to be. Be my helpmate or helpmeet, and help me mean complete or satisfy whatever I need to have satisfied in every aspect. Because I don't just want a woman that's pretty. I want a woman that can have a conversation.
Yeah.
I want a woman that's focused on trying to be a better person and help me be a better me, and vice versa. So am I looking at the bottle, or am I buying it for what's going to be in the bottle or what's going to be in the cup?
That's good.
That's deep now. See,
yes, sir.
You went there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me go to Toya with a T. Toya with a T. What's on your heart, sis? And I know everybody. I'm gonna circle around. Everybody want to say something, man, because I think now we have a better idea of what the question is. So, Toya with a T. What's on your heart?
No, yeah, see, perception is a point of view. It depends on how you take it, right? And it's valid. And I got a different perception as a female, right? Because I might know my lane and my role, but I don't want to bring no table. Yeah, you need me to put the cover on it, man. What's on the inside of that cup, sir? Is you a real man, or you just acting like a man? Or you want some booty, but you don't want to build a table? But you want me to build a table up there, but you want to eat and kick back with your feet up and say, baby, this, I get up at 2 o'clock. You do this, you do that. I don't want that kind of cup. I want my cup full and running over.
My Lord.
I want my cup to match me. And if we're going to know our roles, that means we do everything together. And that's what we need to learn on the inside of some people, right? I'm catching myself as a woman. Don't pay attention to what come outside these men's mouths. Let them show you, because they always like you to get what they want. Then when they get what they want, now you stuck with a baby. Work them. I'm going to work you. I'm going to try you from Jump Street. Let me tell you something, partner. If you can get past what I got coming out, then you deserve every drip to go in that cup. But sometimes we are food from the outside, right? I remember one time, don't laugh at me, y'all, real young, in New York, Brooklyn. We got a lot of roaches, right? Couldn't have been no more than 11. All right, set my cup on the counter, went back to go drink the cup. What's in the cup when I drink it? Roaches. Roaches. That's how I learned at a very young age. Don't be drinking stuff out the dark. And that's what we learn with people, right? People say, oh, I'm this, I'm that. Oh, yeah, I'm full, I'm fine, I'm Coca-Cola, 26, 34, 26. That's the same woman setting you up to have you murdered 15 years from now.
And see,
the same man, I love you.
No.
But 15 years from then,
they owe
they
Toya some
leaving
money.
you with 5 babies pumped up. They owe. Stay in the house.
Good Lord.
They owe. Hold on, Toya. Hold on, Toya. They owe you some money. People owe you some money.
Of course.
The reason why, because no. Let me explain to what I mean. Because you're gonna get it once I tell you. They owe you some money, because if you had a drink in the dark and you came back in and a rose was in a drink and you drink, that's a protein drink.
Amen.
Raheem.
Good Lord.
Raheem,
Yes, sir.
I'm completely off track. I lost it. I somewhere. How we get here? All
Yeah.
I remember, I think the last thing I actually remember was something about her getting on top of a table. Other than that, I can't remember. And then we talking about roaches.
Lord
I,
have
what?
mercy.
Where's we at? Because I'm lost.
No,
If
no,
you
no, no,
come to
no,
me,
no.
I'm not gonna know what you're talking about.
Toya just explained how the first protein drink was made. Y'all got to keep
Oh
up, man.
my god.
Lord have mercy, Jesus.
Oh my god, there was so much in there. I
You
just
gotta know what
lost.
you're
I'm
drinking out
lost.
your cup, Leonard. That's the point.
Just
Oh,
know what you're
okay.
drinking. Know what you're drinking.
Thank you.
Fill it up.
Okay. Okay. Help me
Wow.
because I lost it.
Okay, good. Rico, what's on your heart, brother?
Yeah, man. To me, it all boils down to one word, and that's quality.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I remember buying some shoes one time, man. You know, I told you about that V-suit jeans. I said I
Mm-hmm.
was never doing that again. But you know what? I went and did it again. I bought me some expensive shoes
Mm-hmm.
because in the past I saw shoes that were more expensive, and man, they were more comfortable. It felt like I was walking on air. So I assumed, you know, if it costs a little more, must be better quality. So I bought these tennis shoes, but this time I bought some tennis shoes that was promoted for rappers and young black people.
Mm.
And I put them shoes on, man, and when I tell you, I felt like I was wearing some Cougars, some Pro Wings,
Lord.
terrible quality.
Mm-hmm.
But guess who promoted them and marketed them? And guess who said, I mean, look, man, if you ain't got these, you ain't working hard enough. You ain't got no money. You know how they promote that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you high value, this is what you should be wearing.
Yeah.
Then you get it. And like I said, the wind blowing, you feel like you out there naked. Well,
Mm-hmm.
man, what a cloth.
Mm-hmm.
I like all the stitching and design and the names on it. You know, I found out that somebody was selling expensive pants right now that were only reworn Levi's that were bleached,
Mm-hmm.
selling them for like $700 or $800 a pair.
Mm.
Old Levi's,
Mm-hmm.
because somebody said that this is the trend now, and if you ain't
Mhm.
wearing this, you ain't cool.
Mm-hmm.
My Lord.
This is what's hot. So you know, we are a society that's just completely consumed with that, even though we don't realize it. Us consumers
Mm-hmm.
don't realize just that we are consumers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so in the process, subconsciously, some people might not like that word, but subconsciously, we do tend sometimes to buy things for the wrong reasons and not for the quality and the proper value.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I read ingredients. I learned the hard way. In most cases, I fall for it sometimes too, because I like the design, I like the look. You get what I'm saying? It look good, it's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, I look for the quality. So you might catch me looking for the best value, the best quality, and looking at the ingredients.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. Cassandra, what's on your heart, Cassandra?
I don't know. I think I'm lost.
You and Leonard?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, what just happened?
Well,
What are we talking about?
are you buying when you go into the store and this is just it's a perception question, but are you buying the cup or are you buying the drink when you go in the store to buy something to quench your thirst? Are you buying the cup? And like I said, it's a perception question. And when Bishop came in, he got some clarity on it. We talked about the perception. What is our perception here in America?
On as it relates to what though? That's why I think I'm
It's
confused.
no, it's open. It's open. I'll let you go where you want to go with it.
Oh, I don't know. We have a lot of misconceptions, but
Okay.
we have a lot of
Are we buying the hype?
ideas about the huh?
Are we buying the hype? Are we buying into the hype?
Oh yeah, we are. I mean, even if we say we're not, we are.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody buying into some type of hype of what's going on in this country. So we just have to decide what type are you gonna go with? Because we
Mm-hmm.
all buying into something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Jesus! I just ran a red light. Oh Lord,
Uh-oh. Ain't no blue lights behind you, is it?
Lord have mercy. No, God,
Okay.
please don't. Yeah,
Okay.
but I still ran it.
You know,
Yeah, I'm lost, so I'm gonna just listen.
but you know, you got to be real careful because red brings blue. Uh, Charles, what's on your heart, brother?
Hey, well, y'all tripping today, man. Between y'all and my these brand new allergies I got in Georgia, y'all tearing me up, man. But check it out. I was listening to what you all were saying about the cup and about the water and what you all were saying about women. See, on women, the looks for men, or even for me, the looks attract us, and the mind and the personality and everything else keep us there. You understand? See, just like sometimes when we go look at a car, we know to look under the hood and do this and kick things, all that type of stuff, and we know how to do those things. But if the car is nice and the way we like it, but the mileage is terrible, then we say it doesn't fit what we want.
Mm-hmm.
And as for the American height or things in that subject, sometimes I think I heard me say this before. Sometimes ignorant is bliss, and it is good. Like my buddy from Africa who came here, he started a phone company. He started a phone company. He don't understand, or he never really lived up to or let it bother the things that goes around him that really hold people down. That's frivolous to him. You get what I'm saying? He don't look at those things that holding him down. He looked at it as a challenge of what he does. So now he's starting another like a Lyft type company, like Lyft or Uber.
Mm-hmm.
And his perception of America is that when he got here, he can do anything he wants to. You understand? Because that's what he couldn't do in certain parts of Nigeria, where he comes from, Cameroon and all that stuff, where he lived at before. He couldn't do those things. He knew it wasn't a possibility. He said, so when I get to America, I'm gonna do this. But one thing that he did say, that when he looked at TV and he saw things on TV, he thought that it would be like that way here. But he said, man, that is not how it really is. Because they, like you said, and like you said, Jay, you look at stuff on TV or you look at things, and then when it comes to reality, it's a reality check.
Mm-hmm.
But his other thing is that I'm telling you, this guy, nothing can stop him because he believed the hype before he got here. Or either it might not have been he believed the hype, he just believed that it's more opportunity than where he come from. So he knows how to take advantage of that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now that's good. That's good. Now let me come to you. I'm gonna ask you another question, keeping it the same. But we're talking about relationship. We veered off a little bit to relationship, and we're talking the same thing about perception. Now, how often is it that we buy the representative before we get to know the actual person? We buy into the representative. We buy the cup, but the drink is what we should be actually pursuing.
Well, you know what? I don't believe in love at first sight.
No.
And I hear people say, "Well, when I first saw her, I just knew that was the one." No, you knew that you wanted to sleep with him. That's what you knew you wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Love is a lot is a lot more complicated than that. Where you just see somebody, oh, I just love them. Really,
Mm-hmm.
you're a strange individual. But
Mm-hmm.
it's that perception. What
Yeah.
is it about that you love? Like women, they'll say, I want to do this and I want to be respected for this. And well, first of all, but that don't even matter to me
Mm-hmm.
when I first see you. But if you don't throw a pair of 38 double D's in somebody's face, I don't think you're really serious about what you wanted somebody to really love about you
Mm-hmm.
because of what you advertised with. You know
Mm-hmm.
me, I'm the type of person, everything is bait and switch.
Yeah. Yeah.
So everything is bait and switch to me. So
Mm-hmm.
one, I enjoy meeting the person that they present to you or what have you, and then you notice what it was.
Mm-hmm.
What it was like a woman. You see her that night, man, she don't went and got the shoe, the push up, the snatched it and whipped it and blah blah. Next day you be like, who are you?
Yes.
Who are you? I
What that
mean,
woman I got last night? That
so
woman that
bruh, I'm just saying. I'm just you get close. It look all right from a distance, then you get close. That's a man.
Mm-mm.
That's a
My Lord.
man.
My Lord.
That's a man. You
What?
know, you
Oh,
know how that's happening to people these days. Guys who know they
Mm.
guys and sitting in clubs and don't know they entertaining Men,
My goodness, save
because
us,
of what they
Jesus.
see.
They be knowing.
You know what I'm saying? No,
Oh, watch
some
out there
guys
now.
are taken advantage of and they don't know because they're not paying attention enough because they're so narrow-minded that they leave all that out, and a man will get embarrassed because of that because he did not know,
My Lord.
and you were able to deceive him that way.
Come on and say it.
That's why I am the way I am. If I come in and we in the bar and every game, I will reach down between your legs in a heartbeat. Do not play with me.
Save
Whoa.
somebody. Save us somebody.
Better say
Because
that.
That's a
because
salt factory.
this is the
That's what's up.
norm. Bait and switch. People say,
You
"Well,
gotta-
I called you and you didn't answer the phone," because 9 times out of 10, somebody calling me wants something. They're not calling to give me nothing, so I answer the phone in my leisure. You know how certain people do certain things, and you got to be aware of that. My mother used to say, "Just because a woman give you what between her legs, don't mean she care nothing about you." See, I was raised by women that gave you the real deal, like my grandmother. And my wife, she cried about this, she cried about that. The more she cried, the less she pee. Don't let that
The,
change you and
the
your
water got to go
decisions.
somewhere. Huh? The water got to go
Right.
somewhere. Huh?
So
Okay.
you have to be prepared. If you're gonna be out here in this thing, you better learn how to play the game.
Come on and say
There's certain skills and things that you would need to so you don't get out here and embarrass yourself and make stupid and oh yeah, she's super fine and blah blah blah, and stay with her 3 days.
Come on.
You know, that's why we can take you away for a weekend, but by Monday we don't make that decision. But by Monday, we don't make that decision whether we gonna keep spending time with you or not.
Name, our phone number done changed and everything.
You know what I'm saying? So just be careful about the
Exactly.
bait and switch, and that's due diligence. That's why you have to look into things. You just moving in people's houses and don't know them and all. No, man, ask some questions. Find out who you with. You know, don't just be accepting. Even
Then,
with regular friendship relationships,
then
let me
somebody
say that.
saying something to you. Somebody saying something to
Just
you.
can't be putting your hands on people. End up in the pokey. Blah
Lord.
blah 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 blah. Trust me, 9 times out of 10, they've already put their hands on you. Okay,
Okay.
because remember, they out there trying to seduce you.
So you just
That's
return.
what you're
So you
doing.
just returning the favor.
Now, anything because one, if you're going home with me, I want to know who I'm going home with because I can tell you what's not going to be a pleasant experience for you, sir.
Come on.
Good deal.
If
Good
I'm
deal.
looking for vagina and you know I'm looking for that, and you pull out a penis, you're
Uh-oh.
probably going to get hurt.
Uh-oh. Danger, Will Robinson.
Yeah.
Danger, Will
That's not.
Robinson.
I don't like bait and switch.
Yes.
I want your natural, your best self. You don't have to put on no airs. Just be your best self. That's cool. But I'm gonna talk to you about things, up front. Remember how y'all used to laugh at me, Raheem, when I used to say stuff like, what's the first important thing on the first day? When was the last day of your last menstrual cycle? That's what's important to me.
And that's And that's
You don't tell me what questions to
And
ask.
that's
I ask about what's important to me, and you ask what's important to you. You'll find out who's more serious. You'll find out who's more concerned and where I'm going.
Charles. Now, Charles, you know you done lost your mind. Charles, you know
Charles
you done,
crazy.
Charles done
I'm
lost.
messing with
Charles
Charles.
is crazy.
Charles crazy.
Charles, look here. People
But
can't see
see,
that
but,
chat.
but see, one, I'm not so. That's why I ain't got kids all over the place, neither.
Hold on, Linda. Hold on, Linda. I gotta go to somebody else, man. Cause Linda, you get on the road, brother. You get on the road. But hold on.
Charles think I'm crazy. Charles
Let me
think
go
I'm
to
crazy. I know
Tucson.
Charles think I'm crazy.
Look, where my mute button with Linda? But where my mute button at? Cause Linda ain't gonna stop. But listen, Tucson, what's on your heart, brother? Oh Lord, and there go another one.
I know you love it, Charles. I know you love it.
Hey,
I'm way
you
more
know,
conservative than you, believe it or not.
this is just me. I think that it really sometimes the more important thing. It's just me, just thinking out loud. Is that sometimes people want a big glass and they ain't got nothing to fill it. They want somebody else's glass and you can't even deal with it. I don't know why I thought about the rich man and Lazarus. And Lazarus he didn't want the bread, he just wanted the crumbs. Because that's all he was trying to do is survive. And why I'm saying that is because some people feel like, okay, they buying the cup and they want a big cup,
Mm-hmm.
but you ain't got the drop to fill it with.
Mm.
Come on now.
Come on.
The guy that was mentioned from Africa or Nigeria,
Mm-hmm.
he had the right perception. He couldn't get it in the cup that he was in, so he just changed cups. Come to America, and I think that I don't know him. I don't know what's going on in his life, but because he had the right mindset, he just moved to another area and made it work. It's
Mm-hmm.
amazing how some people have been here all of their lives and they didn't get it.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. Jay, you said he said you had something, and Badger coming to you next.
Yes, brother. Yes, brother. I got something to say. I'm loving the dialogue here. Leonard is my man. You are my man, homie. But again, it goes back to, and I equate everything to the Bible because that's what I believe. That's what I learned.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus said, "Man looks on the outward appearance, but God sees the heart."
Mm-hmm.
So, man, like we always, when we're dating, we always get put out our representative, as people were saying, the best looking me, haircut, nails clean, everything like that, suit on. But then you be with them for a month or 2 months, or as Steve Harvey would say, 3 months, and they haven't come home with a paycheck. They say they're going to work every day, but there's no paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
Then you find out that not only are they not working, but they got that money from robbing people, or they got that money from being a thief. Then the reason why they're not in a relationship is because their last person, they used to beat up, and you're next. Until you do your due diligence, you don't know the heart of a man until you spend some time with him, do your investigative work, as Leonard was saying again. I need to know who you are before I move in with you, because if you don't clean, and I clean all the time, there's gonna be a conflict. If you can't cook and I can't cook, we're gonna spend a whole lot of money on buying out food.
Mm-hmm.
Again, until you do your investigations, you don't know what's inside the person. So they're only giving you their representative until their true selves or their true nature comes out.
Mm-hmm. Good deal. Good deal. Badger.
Man, he started on the topic I was going to hit on. Um, I, listening to everything today, I made a comment earlier about how men used to say women are a tall drink of water, or
Mm-hmm.
that a woman can age like fine wine. You know, to how women are talked to today. It's sickening. And when you get into topics of relationships and things like that, how do most young people even know what a relationship is anymore? Because when you start looking at social media, you start looking at um the Kardashians, or however you pronounce their name. Um and their relationship issues and things like that. How many times do you see over in Hollywood a good relationship on social media? It's always the negative stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So people are surrounded with these negative ideologies of what happens in marriages.
Mm-hmm.
Men, a lot of younger people are like, well, women only want money. They're not taught about, if you're marrying someone, you don't do it just for looks. Don't do it for just money. Don't Make sure the hearts connect.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Make
Good deal.
sure that in 20 years, think ahead. In 20 years, can you live without that person?
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. We it's now 10:08, but I'm trying to, because somewhere I was called out about the 3 hours. Somebody called me out. I ain't gonna call no names. I ain't gonna do them like they did me, but somebody said something about I got to give the whole 3 hours, and so it's 10:08. We got what we got. We got a minute before the whole 2 hours, 3 hours is up. Rico, you don't know what I'm talking about, do you?
Man, I have no clue. What could you be speaking of?
Oh, oh, okay.
Fill
Somebody
me in.
somebody said somebody I got to get the people the whole 3 hours to stop playing around. So
And there go the bus. Right over.
Yeah, he's stealing time off the work clock, man.
Exactly.
You can't be stealing time. You can't come to work for 3 hours, but you wouldn't help for 2.5.
Exactly.
Yeah, boss. I
So
was here for 3.
look at so wait
The other 3.
somebody.
I was thinking about what Linda said earlier too, man. I know we got to get up out of here, man, but I just saw some breaking news.
Mm-hmm.
Trump said he
It's
wasn't grabbing
breaking.
by the cookie just to be rude. He said he was just trying to check them out. He wanted to make sure they went along, dog.
Yeah. Wow, y'all are something that y'all.
Hey, when you in the A, in the A, you got to know how to play. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Let me
Hey, you know, I was thinking about what everybody was saying because you know it did end up coming back to relating it to people.
Yeah.
And I think about when we see those labels on the shelf when we're going to buy that water, that label is like a first impression.
Mm-hmm.
So the artwork is beautiful and the commercials promoted it just right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you have to take the time to be patient and look at the ingredients because when you're buying it, it's yours.
Mm-hmm.
So relating that to a person, you know, you might come across a man that's built like a bodybuilder
Mm-hmm.
or a woman that looked like somebody she's so fine, looked like she had to buy that body,
Mm-hmm.
but it's natural. But then, you know, sometimes, you know, do you know that sometimes people say that they don't have to bathe every day? They don't bathe till they smell themselves until they see some dirt on them. But you won't be able
Stop,
to tell by
dog.
looking at them.
Stop.
So now you meet this person. Look like they got it going on. They got the material things. They got the look. But you get to their home and you walking over clothes. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden you say, well, I can deal with that. But then she come out them clothes and she stinks. But see, this is the thing about it. We do realize that some people don't bathe every day. And some of these people are people you look up to like Ashton Kutcher.
Mm-hmm.
Celebrities that promote and sell and tell you that this is the way things are supposed to go.
Man, stop.
They don't have a proper life.
Oh my
So,
God.
you know, you have to go and look at the ingredients, be patient and look at the ingredients of things before you commit yourself to it. You know, even if it's just for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Before you commit yourself and trade your energy off on a one night stand, just having sex.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you're giving your energy to somebody with some type of quality because you don't want to get there and find out it's stank.
That's right.
Lord.
That's right, Rico. You
Lord.
better say that. So, ladies, if you want to make sure that they ain't broke, stick your hand in their pocket first. Just like they gonna check us out, stick your hand in their pocket.
Oh Lord.
Lord have mercy.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Get your hand out my pocket.
Get your hand out of my pocket.
Get your hand out my pocket.
What you think you is? That's right. Glad you do it.
Get your hand out my pocket.
I'm just saying.
I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see if you broke or not. Come here, boy.
Look at no. As a matter of fact, I'm going to the other side of the club. You don't come over there.
Don't follow me.
Y'all are hilarious.
That's right.
Hey, come on to the club, buy me a drink. Okay, nah, not a drink, a lot of them. You want to check his pocket for real? I don't want just one. Give me the bar.
Hold on.
That's right.
We got a solution for that too. Hold on.
I need the section.
Hold on, Toy. I got a solution for that. Now, Toussaint.
That's why you go to the club with a flashlight. I'm just saying.
now, Toussaint, you when you was clubbing, man, when you went to the club, and a woman asked you for a drink, what did you do?
Bartender, get us some more. Look, Toya, look. Hey, you cheap, I say, well, tell your friends.
Oh my God. That's my man.
We gotta go. No, we gotta go. Go ahead, Toya.
Let me tell you something. The Toussaint, the first one, that pocket come up missing at the end of the night.
But see, Toussaint didn't do it right. He didn't do it like a gentleman. He supposed to came up and offered, hey, drinks on me.
That's right, because a woman don't always just buy her a drink. A man offers.
Lord, look at here.
There we go with perception again.
Exactly. We gotta go. Rico, what's going on at 3:00 today, sir? What's going on? Man, I gotta get out. Man, I'm running today.
Is you buying what's in the glass or the cup, right?
Exactly.
I don't care what it is. I'm trying to get in the dress.
If you miss today's hilarious continuation of Way Out Wednesday broadcast, tune in at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at 3. I said I messed up too on www.cklmusic.com.
All of us is going today.
What's in your cup, Rico?
Exactly.
Hey, dehydration. I'm out here walking.
Good deal. Willa,
Save us, Willa.
Willa,
Raheem,
Willa. You ready?
ready.
Let's go.
I am so ready. Father God in heaven, Lord, we thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for allowing us to get up and have some fun this morning, Lord. Laugh and just spend time in the world that you created, Lord. Thank you for it, Lord. You didn't have to do it, but Lord, you did it, Lord. Father, we thank you for this union as a group, Lord. Opening someone's eyes, Lord, so they not only can see you, but most of all, they can see themselves. Father, if there's been anything that we've done, said, or thought that has been displeasing to you in your eyesight, Lord. Father, we're asking for your forgiveness, Lord. We're asking that you allow the Holy Spirit to come in on each and every last one, leading them, guiding them, giving them wisdom and understanding, showing them your ways and lining them up with your will. We thank you so much for all you do for us in our lives. Keep us, protect our families and our children, Lord. Father, we just love your mercy and your grace. And we say these things in your Son, Christ Jesus' name. Amen.
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 Amen. Amen. That's good. That's good. Man, I'm loving that. Look, everybody personality that came this morning. I'm loving that, man.
Yes.
Hey,
Everybody.
man, I can't deal with y'all, man. Y'all got my whole head hurt, throat hurt. Boy, y'all had me dying today, man.
This one made my day today.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I made my day for real. I'm cracking up.
Yeah. And like
Man.
I said, I really appreciate the fact that everybody brought their personalities today, man. I had a good time and I really enjoyed it, man. And thank y'all. Definitely thank you, man. Bishop still on the line with anything on your heart before we get out of here, Bishop?
Oh man, enjoyed the show, man. You know, I always say how I enjoy your topic. You come up with some stuff out there. So appreciate the opinion.
Good deal. Appreciate you as well. Anybody have anything else before we get out of here?
And I don't know, I don't want to be out of line, Raheem, but
Mhm.
I started seeing Miss Willa Brown pop up on my
Yes.
Facebook through Miss
Mhm.
Aaron Scruggs. I'm not sure who that is, but Willa Brown is on Facebook. She actually is a minister.
Yes, absolutely.
And definitely go to Facebook and check her out if you want to hear her ministry and
Mhm.
things of that nature. Definitely go to, and Willa, would you prefer they go to Willa Brown?
Yes, that's
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
You welcome.
Mhm. And I think she most of the time she put it on DKM Media Group,
Yes,
DKM
yeah.
1.1. Yeah, she put it on the outside too. So if for whatever you can't find her, go to DKM 1.1. You can actually see it. DKM Radio 1.1. You can definitely see it. They're powerful. I look at all of them. And so,
Man, powerful
Raheem, I
is
was just
not
getting
even
ready.
enough to explain it.
I was just getting ready to tell
Beyond
y'all she gave us a shout out on the prayer line, and she just really loved this radio talk show. She just just overwhelmed with it. She just in love with it. She just so
praise
thankful,
God.
and I
Praise
just was
God.
so thankful for her to give us a shout out on the
Blessings.
prayer line, and just is thankful to be appreciated.
Absolutely.
Blessings.
We appreciate us, and we appreciate you just as much, Willa.
Absolutely. To God be the
Hey,
glory.
Kate,
Absolutely.
thank you for introducing her to
Yes.
to the platform. Because I'm gonna tell you
Amen.
something, man. She has
Amen.
an impact on me.
Amen.
A very
Exactly.
huge impact on me, and everybody knows I'm not hugely, too big into religion, but man, like I said, when that woman prays, I feel it.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful that I even have an opportunity to be exposed to what she has to offer. Her energy, I watch it every Sunday.
Blessings.
It's good.
Amen. I'm thankful.
Look at God. Look
I
at
tell
God.
y'all,
Look at him. Look at him.
I talk it. I try to preach it. I try to do the best I can do. Just keep myself on the right track.
Absolutely.
And this radio station it's awesome.
Powerful.
It's awesome. You
Praise
just
God.
can keep it real, and like they told us, it's a God thing.
Mhm.
It's a God thing. Ain't nothing we can do with it.
Absolutely. Hey, to God be the glory. To God be the
Amen.
glory. Man, I'm ready to go another 2 hours now. But listen, and everybody said, no, we ain't need boy. You better shut that. You better shut that thing down. Ain't one or 2 more hours. You
Are you
go
good?
by You go by yourself. But listen, it is now, good Lord, it's 10:18. I want to thank 10:18. I want to thank everybody for joining us. And more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DK and Media Group and the Associates and the Morning Glow for being a part of your morning. It is now 10:19. You're about to exit the Morning Glow. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. And then we shine some of this light on you from the morning glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in and let your light so shine. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great day. And please, please, please be blessed.